rest and recovery. You decide to shut it down. No more grinding, no more math. You order a high-protein meal, take a long, hot shower to scrub the volcanic ash off your skin, and crash into your king-sized bed. Sleep comes instantly. It is dreamless and deep. Your CON24 body repairs micro-tears in your muscles and knits your mana channels back together faster than any medical pod. Wednesday morning, raid day. Day 12. You wake up before your alarm. The sun is just hitting the glass of your penthouse. You feel dangerous. Daily quest reset. 10 kilometers run/100 push-ups. You knock it out in 15 minutes. It's barely a warm-up now. Daily quest completed. Rewards, +3 attribute points banked. Current bank, 3 points. You dress in your executive suit. You check your belt. Left, bag of holding, army inside. Right, storm-edged sword concealed. Inventory, potions, mana gems. You look in the mirror. You don't look like a hunter going to war. You look like you're going to close a merger. The rendezvous. You arrive at the Sector 4 hub at 7:50. Elena is waiting by the coffee cart. She looks different today. She's wearing new leather armor, higher quality, dyed dark blue. The Zephyr Fong dagger is strapped to her thigh. She looks confident. She spots you and waves. Morning, boss. You look ready to buy the dungeon, not clear it. Appearance is everything, you say, grabbing a coffee. Ready to make some money? Born ready. I picked up a few mana potions with my share for Monday. I won't run dry. The selection. You walk to the gate terminal. As the party leader, you choose the destination. You promise to C-rank run. The Frozen Spire. Let's test our limits, you say, selecting the elite C-rank option. Elena looks at the holographic warning, environmental hazard, SUB0, and swallows hard. The Spire? That's ambitious. But I trust you. You swipe your ID. The gate swirls with a blinding white light. The ascent. You step through into a world of biting white. You are standing at the base of a massive, spiraling tower made of blue ice, suspended in a void of falling snow. The wind howls like a banshee. Passive effect, glacial chill. James, Con 24, you feel a refreshing breeze. Your body generates heat like a nuclear reactor. Elena, normal human, she immediately gasps, her breath turning to instant fog. She wraps her arms around herself, shivering violently. Her movement speed drops by 20%. It's colder than ITH thought, she stammers, her teeth chattering. You don't hesitate. You stop walking and unbutton your charcoal gray suit jacket. You slide it off, revealing the crisp white dress shirt and the shoulder holster for your sword beneath. You drape the jacket over her shoulders. The carbon wyvern weave retains heat perfectly. Button it up. You order gently. It's lined. It'll keep your core temp stable. She pulls the jacket tight. It's oversized on her, smelling of expensive cologne and ozone. The shivering stops almost instantly. She looks up at you, her cheeks flushed red from the cold and maybe something else. But aren't you freezing? She asks, looking at your thin dress shirt exposed to the blizzard. You brush a snowflake off your shoulder. I run hot. Let's move. Combat, the ice garden. You ascend the spiral stairs. The path opens into a courtyard filled with frozen statues. Ambush. The statues crack. 6 ice golems, level 8, break free. They are massive, jagged blocks of ice with glowing blue eyes. Golems. Elena shouts. She raises her staff, but she's hesitant. Her holy bolt isn't great against constructs. Save your mana, you command. Just keep the path clear. The engagement you blur forward. Ice golems are slow but durable. They swing massive ice fists that could crush a tank. You don't block. You weave. DX24 means you are dancing between the falling fists. Attack. You channel force into your blade. You don't slash, you percuss. You strike the joints, knees, and elbows. Crack. Shatter. You slide under a golem's legs, spin, and deliver a mana lance point blank into its back. The blue beam punches through the ice, shattering the core. Elena's move, a smaller frost gargoyle swoops down from the tower, aiming for your blind spot. Elena doesn't scream. She draws the Zephyr Fong. Gust. She triggers the enchantment. A blast of wind slams the gargoyle sideways, knocking it into the wall. Nice shot, you call out, decapitating the last golem. The boss, the Cryo Phoenix. You reach the summit. The wind is deafening. The boss screeches, a massive bird of ice and blue fire. The Cryo Phoenix ranks C+. It stays airborne, raining down shards of ice. I can't reach it. Elena yells, shielding her face with your jacket. It's too high. You look up. You could jump, or you could show off your new toy. Keep it busy. Elena casts flash of light, blinding the bird for a second. You plant your feet. You hold your hand out like a pistol. You focus your mana. INT-23 calculates the lead, the wind speed, the trajectory. Mana lance.
Thwip.
A beam of condensed blue energy shoots from your finger. It crosses the 100 meters instantly. It strikes the phoenix in the left wing, shattering the ice feathers. The bird screams and spirals down, crashing onto the platform.
Now.
You close the distance in a sonic boom. You drive your sword into its chest.
Victory.
The aftermath. You stand over the dissolving bird. You are not even breathing hard. The snow melts when it touches your skin. Dungeon cleared loot. Cryo Core. High C rank A freezing blue gem. $15,000. Phoenix Feather. Ever cold crafting material. $5,000. Bounty. $18,000. Elite difficulty. Total take. $38,000. Split. $19,000 each. Elena hands you back your jacket. It's warm from her body heat. You, she says, shaking her head in disbelief, are a monster. A very well-dressed monster. The split. You hold the pulsing blue cryo core in your hand. It radiates a chill that mists the air. Do you want this? You ask, offering it to her. It's a high-grade catalyst. You could probably trade it for a powerful ice staff, or sell it at the auction house for a premium. Elena looks at the core, then at her bank balance on her phone. She bites her lip. It's beautiful, she admits, but I can't pay tuition with a rock, and the auction house takes a 15% cut and 3 days to process. She looks up at you. If you want it, buy me out. I need the liquidity. Done, you say. You do the math instantly. Total run value is roughly $38,000. Her share is $19,000. You pull out your phone and tap the transfer. Transfer complete. Minus $19,000. Pleasure doing business, she says, her phone pinging. She looks at the number and lets out a breath she's been holding for months. That's my semester sorted. And the spell book. You pocket the cryo core and the phoenix feather. Item acquired. Cryo core. High C rank can be used for crafting or thrall evolution. The double down. You check your watch. It's only 10:30 a.m. You've barely broken a sweat. Your mana is regenerating rapidly thanks to your high INT/WS. You look warm enough now, you say, nodding at the jacket she's finally handing back to you. And the day is young. Up for another one. Elena flexes her fingers, testing her grip on her staff. The adrenaline of the payout has clearly flushed out the fatigue. For $19,000 an hour? She grins, clipping the Zephyr Fong back to her belt. Lead the way, boss. But can we pick somewhere tropical? I can still feel the frost in my toes. Run 2. The Verdant Gauntlet, C rank. You select the Verdant Gauntlet. Terrain. Dense jungle. Enemies. Raptor packs, carnivorous flora. Objective. High kill count. You step through the gate. The humidity hits you like a wall, a stark contrast to the ice. The strategy, this isn't a precision strike. It's a mowing operation. Hundreds of emerald raptors, level 5, swarm through the tall grass. Stay close, you order. You draw your sword. You don't use stealth this time. You use DX24 to become a blender. You dash through the pack, your blade moving so fast it hums. Raptor heads fly into the air before their bodies realize they are dead. Elena stays in the center of your whirlwind. She uses her staff to bonk a raptor that gets too close, but mostly she just watches your back. You're faster than you were on Monday, she notes, casting a stamina ward on you just in case. I had a good weekend, you reply, severing a vine monster's tentacles. Boss, the alpha raptor, a massive, scarred beast with intelligent eyes. It tries to flank Elena. You intercept. You don't even use a skill. You just catch its pouncing claw with your bare hand, STR-23, and slam it into the ground, followed by a finishing thrust. The result. By 1 p.m., you are back at the hub. You are covered in green sap and mud, but you feel fantastic. Dungeon cleared, XP gained, 3,800. Level progress. Level 6, 95%. Almost to 7. Loot. Raptor hides, bulk, venom sacks. Total value, $25,000. Split. You pay her another $12,500. Elena's status. She is tired but beaming. She has made over $30,000 in one morning. That is life-changing money for a student. I'm buying lunch, she insists, wiping mud off her cheek. I don't care if you're a millionaire. I'm buying. Wednesday afternoon. You finish a late lunch, burgers on her. You part ways at the station. She heads off to the Magic Academy to buy her grimoire. You return to your loft. Status. HP, 48/48. Mana, 24/24. Wallet, $109,100. Start, $19,000. Payout 1, plus $12,500. Share 2, equals $102,600. Correction. You paid her $19,000 from your $128,000 start. So, $109,000. Then you earn $12,500, your half of run 2. Current wallet, $121,600 credits. Inventory, Cryo Core, Phoenix Feather. You are hovering just on the edge of level 7. You have a Cryo Core. You have a Titan, Ignis, and a Knight, Alpha. The final push. You are sitting at 95% XP. The itch to cross the line is unbearable. You don't need money. You need progress. You pull up the app and find the nearest D-rank gate. Location, Sector 3 outskirts, Industrial Park. Target, the Goblin encampment. Status, low danger. Open for solo entry. You take a cab. You don't even change out of your suit. You just loosen the tie. The speed run. You enter the gate. It's a dusty canyon filled with crude wooden huts. Goblins level 3 are everywhere. They are barely worth your time. You don't even draw your sword. You treat this like a boxing match. Phase 1. You sprint into the center of the camp. 50 goblins surround you, shrieking. Phase 2. You activate Arcane Aegis, just to keep the blood off your suit, and start swinging. Combat. It's a massacre. You are moving at DX24. To them, you are a blur of charcoal gray fabric. One punch to the chest collapses a goblin's ribcage. A backhand snaps a neck. The boss, Goblin Shaman. The shaman tries to cast a fireball. You pick up a rock from the ground. You throw it with STR-23. Crack. The rock hits the shaman in the forehead like a sniper round. The shaman drops. Dungeon cleared. Time, 8 minutes. XP gained, 800. Level up. The golden light washes over you, scrubbing away the sweat and fatigue. System alert. Level 6 to level 7. Skill selected. Corpse explosion. You choose the path of devastation. You visualize the mana not just animating the dead, but overloading them. Skill acquired. Corpse explosion level 1. Type. Active. Range. 50 m. Cost. 10 mana. Effect. You can target any corpse, enemy, or ally and detonate it. Damage. Deals massive necrotic/fire damage to a 5-meter radius. Damage scales with the HP of the corpse. Bigger corpse equals bigger boom. Tactical use. Turn your enemy's fallen soldiers into landmines. Q&A. The Shadow Army. You look at your hands. You are a Necromancer Lord with a Shadow Monarch, Junior, perk. You ask the system. Can I raise the dead and make a shadow army? The answer. Currently, you are in Phase 1, corpse animation. You still require physical material, bones, flesh, rock, to create your thralls, Alpha and Ignis. They are permanent, physical beings that you store in your void dominion. To create a true shadow army, where you extract the soul/shadow from a fresh kill and discard the body, allowing for instant, infinite regeneration, you likely need to reach Tier 2, Level 10, or complete a class advancement quest. Good news! You are on the correct path. Your Void Dominion is the precursor to the Shadow Realm. Current limit: you are a general commanding heavy infantry. Soon you will be a monarch commanding ghosts. The loot box. You check your inventory history. You have been diligently completing daily quests and banking the attribute points and status recovery, but you realize you missed a notification from your level 5 milestone or perhaps a weekly streak reward. You scroll back. There it is, buried under the XP gained logs. Unopened item. Random C-rank support box. Source. Weekly daily quest completion streak, 7 days. Description. Contains a random item useful for a hunter's growth. Do you want to open it now? Yes, open the box. Could be a potion, a skill rune, or a key. Save it. Keep it for a luckier moment. Status check, level 7. HP, 48 of 48. Mana, 24/24. Wallet, $121,600. Attribute points, 2 unassigned. Thralls, Alpha, Knight, Ignis, Golem. Inventory, Cryo Core, Phoenix Feather, unopened loot box. The loot box. You sit on the edge of your bed and pull the random C-rank support box from your inventory. It looks like a small, heavy cube made of gunmetal. You tap the lid. The box dissolves into blue pixels, revealing a single object hovering in the air. Item acquired. Object: the Onyx Ring of Authority, rank C. Type: accessory/ring. Stat bonus: +5 CHA. Passive: the King's Voice. Your voice carries further and commands attention. +10% success rate on intimidation/persuasion checks. Active 1/day rally. Instantly restore 20% stamina to all allies, thralls, and party members within 50 meters. It's perfect. It fixes your lowest stat, CHA, and gives you a tool to manage your growing squad. You slide it onto your finger. It looks like a simple black wedding band, discreet and stylish. Attribute allocation. The Mind Expansion. You have 2 attribute points to assign. You are playing a dangerous game. Speed melee plus necromancer. Your physical stats, STR/DX/con, are already superhuman, 20+. Your bottleneck now is mana and control. You dump both points into intelligence. Stats updated. INT, 23/25. Tier, Archmage. Effect: your mind is now a fortress. You unlock mana multitasking. You can maintain Void Dominion, control Alpha and Ignis, and cast spells simultaneously with 0 mental strain. Mana regen, significantly increased. You regenerate 1 mana every minute, even during combat. Updated stat sheet. STR, 21/23. Dex, 24. Con, 24. INT, 25 Archmage. Whis, 22. CHA, 14 +5 ring equals 19. You are now incredibly charismatic. Wednesday evening, the War Room. Day 12 ends. You're sitting in your loft. You have $121,600. You are level 7. You have a small army and a trusted lieutenant, Elena. You are looking at the cryo core on your coffee table. Thursday morning, the Titan Strength. Day 13. You wake up with a singular purpose. Expansion. You are done playing small ball. You want a legion. You hit the streets for the daily quest. You don't just run. You carry a rusted engine block you found in a scrapyard on your back. The 10 kilometers run becomes a weighted march. The push-ups are done on your fingertips. Daily quest completed. Rewards, +3 attribute points. You dump all 3 points into strength. Stats updated. STR, 21 to 24, plus 2 ring equals 26. Tier, Leviathan. Effect, you can deadlift a tank. Your sword strikes create shockwaves that damage enemies behind your target. You can rip a bank vault door off its hinges. Current stat profile. STR, 26 Leviathan. DX, 24 Blur. Con, 24 Juggernaut. INT, 25 Archmage. WS, 22 Precognition. CHA, 19 King. You are a physical anomaly. Run 1. The Iron Bastion C-Rank. You select a dungeon known for high enemy density. You don't want a boss fight. You want recruits. Target, the Iron Bastion. Enemies, Orc Warriors, Orc Shaman. Goal, draft heavy infantry. You step into the fortress. It smells of rust and unwashed bodies. Hundreds of orcs, level 6, are manning the walls. The strategy, cull and keep. You can't explode everything if you want to keep the bodies. Alpha. Ignis. Frontline. Your 2 lieutenants materialize. Ignis, Magma Golem, smashes into the gate, his molten core burning any orc foolish enough to grapple him. Alpha, Diamond Knight, acts as a blender, holding the choke point. You stand back, observing with INT 25. You identify the elites, the massive orc berserkers with iron armor. Corpse explosion. You target a dead grunt near a cluster of archers.
Boom.
A wet thud echoes as blood and bone shrapnel miss the backline. It's efficient, brutal, and saves you the trouble of chasing them down.
The draft.
You finish the first floor. You stand over the corpses of 5 orc elite berserkers. They are huge, muscular, and ugly.
Perfect.
You cast Reanimate. You don't use rare cores for these. You just use your mana to bind their lingering animus to their flesh. Thralls acquired. 5 Orc Berserkers, rank C. Roll, Shock Troopers. Directive, kill. You open your Void Dominion. The shadows swallow the 5 massive bodies, storing them in stasis. Void slots used, 7/20. Run 2, the Silent Woods C-Rank. You exit, chug a water bottle, and immediately queue for the next gate. You need range. Target, the Silent Woods. Enemies, Hobgoblin Archers, Shadow Wolves. Goal, draft Skirmishers. You enter the misty forest. Arrows fly from the trees. You catch one out of the air with your DX-24 reflexes and snap it. The hunt. You move through the trees like a predator. You find a squad of Hobgoblin sharpshooters. They are annoying, accurate, and fast. You don't use Alpha or Ignis here. They are too slow. You do this yourself. You flash step up the tree trunk. You kick the sniper out of his nest. He hits the ground, and before he can stand, you put a blade through his heart.
The draft.
You clear the woods. You select the bodies of the 8 best archers and 2 shadow wolves for tracking. Thralls acquired. 8x Hobgoblin Snipers, rank D+. Roll, range support. 2x Shadow Wolves, rank D. Roll, Scouts/Chasers. You shove them into the void. Thursday evening, the review. You return to your loft as the sun sets. You smell like ozone, blood, and forest mold. You sit on your couch and open your Void Dominion. You can sense them inside, a silent, sleeping platoon waiting in the dark. Army status. Commander, you, General. Lieutenants. Sentinel Alpha, Diamond Knight, Tank. Ignis, Magma Golem, Siege. Infantry. 5x Orc Berserkers, Meat Shields. Range. 8x Hobgoblin Snipers, Volley Fire. Special. 2x Shadow Wolves, Scouts. Total army size, 17 units. Void capacity, 17/20. Almost full. Financial update. Loot sold, $45,000. Weapons, minor cores, bounties. Wallet, $121,600 plus $45,000 equals $166,600 credits. You have a growing army and a war chest. Skill evolution, the blast radius. You focus on the corpse explosion rune in your mind. After the massacre at the Iron Bastion, The skill is vibrating with necrotic energy. You pour your intent into it, more power. Skill upgrade. Corpse explosion, level 1 to level 2. Damage multiplier. Increased by 50%. New effect. Volatile marrow. Shards of bone from the explosion now cause bleed to any survivors within the blast radius. Visual. The explosion is no longer just red mist. It is a dark purple shockwave that cracks stone. The system economy. You query the system. Show me my gold balance. While you have been focused on credits, $166,600, to pay rent and buy gear in the human world, the system has been quietly tallying your kills. Every monster you slay drops system gold directly into your inventory, separate from physical loot. Currency check. Total kills, lifetime 850. Boss kills, 9. Current balance, 8,450 gold. Rate, 5 gold per grunt, 500 per boss. You mentally command, open system store. A holographic interface flickers into existence. It looks like a high-tech vending machine interface, completely invisible to anyone else. The system store, level 7. Current gold, 8,450 G. Consumables. Full recovery potion, 100 G. Instantly restores 100% HP/mana and cures all status effects. Limit, 5/day. Stamina candy, 50 G. Removes fatigue for 2 hours. Antidote sphere, 50 G. Neutralizes poisons up to rank B. Materials. Shadow dust, 500 G. Crafting material for shadow gear. Refined mana crystal, 1000 G. Used for enchanting or powering constructs.
Equipment.
The General's Cape, 5000 G. Rank C. Plus 5% defense for all summon thralls. Ring of the Vampire, 8000 G. Rank C. Heal 2% HP on every melee hit. Special. Random skill box, D rank, 2500 G. Grants a random D rank skill. Dungeon key, the Gold Rush, 3000 G. Opens a portal to a treasure goblin instance. High gold rewards, no XP. Expansion permit, Void, 10,000 G. Adds plus 5 slots to your Void Dominion permanently. What would you like to buy? The logistics of war. You open your laptop and log into a gray market surplus site. You can't exactly walk into a sporting goods store and buy 15 sets of plate carrier armor and battle axes without raising eyebrows. You place a bulk order for theatrical/reenactment, heavy steel gear, and high-tension compound bows. Order 5x steel plate sets, XL, 5x great axes, 8x reinforced composite bows, 20x quivers of steel-tipped arrows. Cost, $20,000. Delivery, drone drop to your rooftop in 2 hours. You spend the evening equipping your army inside the Void Dominion. The orcs look terrifying in uniform steel. The hobgoblins test the tension on the new bows with wicked grins. They are no longer a rabble. They are a unit. Wallet update. $166,600 to $20,000 equals $146,600 credits. Friday morning, the commander. Day 14. You wake up. The city is buzzing with the start of the weekend. You have work to do. Daily quest. You crush the 10 kilometers run and calisthenics. It's becoming meditation for you. Daily quest completed. Reward, plus 3 attribute points. You dump the points into charisma. Stats updated. CHA, 14 to 17, plus 5 ring equals 22. Tier, the monarch. Effect, your presence is now physically heavy. Weaker wills naturally submit to you. Your thralls fight with 10% greater efficiency simply because they fear disappointing you. Run 1. The Swarm Pits, high XP/gold. You head to the Swarm Pits, C rank. Enemies, giant insectoids, ants/beetles. Why? Quantity. There are thousands of them. Perfect for gold farming. You enter the hive. All units.
Deploy.
Your entire army floods out of your shadow. Frontline. Ignis and Alpha hold the center. The 5 orc berserkers form a phalanx around them. Backline. The 8 snipers take positions on the high ground. You stand in the back, arms crossed. Advance. The grind. It is industrial slaughter. The ants charge in waves. The orcs chop them down like wheat. The snipers rain death from above. Every kill triggers a soft ching sound in your mind. +5 gold. +5 gold. +5 gold. You don't even draw your sword. You just direct the flow of battle with CHA-22. When a flank threatens to break, you use corpse explosion to turn a dead ant into a biological grenade, clearing the tunnel. Boss, the Hive Queen. She screeches, trying to summon guards. Ignis walks through the guards, ignoring their bites, and slams the queen into the wall. Alpha finishes her. Dungeon cleared. XP gained, 5,500. Massive swarm XP. System gold earned, 1,200 G. Current gold, 8,450 plus 1,200 is equal to 9,650 G, so close. Run 2, the Golden Hall, high payout. You exit, drink a stamina potion, and immediately hit the next gate. Target, the Golden Hall, C rank. Enemies, animated armor mimics. Loot, gold bars, ancient coins. The threshold. Midway through the dungeon, your snipers drop a mimic. +50 gold. +50 gold. System alert. Gold balance, 10,050 G. You pause in the middle of the hallway. You don't wait. You open the store immediately. Purchase Void Expansion. Transaction complete. Minus 10,000 gold. Void Dominion capacity, 20 to 25 slots. You smile. Space for 5 more. The boss, the Gilded Knight. You decide to join this fight. You want to test your STR-26. The knight swings a massive golden claymore. You catch the blade with your bare hand, gauntlet. The metal shrieks. You twist your hips and punch through its chest plate. Dungeon cleared. XP gained, 4,200. Loot, gilded armor scraps, ruby eyes, ancient gold coins, $40,000 value. Level up and status. The rush of XP from 2 high-density dungeons pushes you over the line. Level up. Level 7 to level 8. Status update. HP, 50 of 50. Mana, 25 of 25. Wallet, $146,600 plus $40,000. Loot, equals $186,600 credits. System gold, 50 G, you spent it all. Void, 17 25 slots used. 8 open slots. Attribute points, +2, level up. Friday evening plan. You are rich, powerful, and you have 8 empty slots in your army. Friday night, the Apex Lounge. You decide to leave the war behind for a few hours. You have $186,000 in your account, a suit that costs more than a car, and Charisma 22. It's time to see what high society looks like. You text Elena. Dress up. I'm picking you up in an hour. We're celebrating. She replies instantly. Define dress up. Like guild banquet or club? You reply. Apex Lounge. VIP. The arrival. You meet her outside her apartment. She steps out wearing a sleek, midnight blue evening gown that matches the deep blue of her new armor. She looks stunning, but slightly nervous. The Apex Lounge is where A-rankers and guild masters drink. It's usually off-limits to freelancers. James, she says, smoothing her dress. Are you sure we can get in? The waiting list is. You offer her your arm. I don't do lists. You take a cab to the Sector 1 Spire. The entrance is guarded by 2 massive bouncers, likely retired tank-class hunters. There is a line of hopefuls trying to get in. You walk straight to the front. The lead bouncer steps forward, crossing his arms. Private event tonight. Members ONL. You look him in the eye. You tap the onyx ring of authority on your finger against the velvet rope. You don't shout. You just speak with the weight of a monarch. We have the corner booth. Move. Charisma check. 22, monarch, plus ring bonus. Result. Critical success. The bouncer blinks. His subconscious screams that you are a predator he cannot afford to provoke. He unhooks the rope immediately, sweating. Apologies, sir. Right this way. Elena looks at you as you walk past the stun line. Okay, what was that? Did you mind control him? Just ask nicely, you say, winking. The atmosphere. The lounge is floating 50 stories up, with glass walls overlooking the neon city. It smells of expensive liquor and magic. You are seated at a private booth overlooking the skyline. You order a bottle of 50-year-old whiskey, $2,000. The tension of the week melts away. You talk, not about stats or drop rates, but about life. You learn she wants to open a clinic for injured low-rank hunters one day. She learns the version of you that exists on the surface, the wealthy, ambitious prodigy. The interruption: a man approaches your table. He's wearing a white suit with the emblem of the White Tiger Guild, a top 5 guild on the lapel. He's handsome, arrogant, and clearly B-rank. He ignores you and looks at Elena. I thought that was you, he says, smiling smoothly. Elena, right? From the academy. You're wasting your talent running with freelancers. The White Tigers are looking for healers. I could get you an interview. He places a gold-embossed business card on the table, sliding it toward her. He hasn't looked at you once. Elena stiffens. I have a team, Marcus. A team? He finally glances at you, scanning your gray suit. He sneers. A civilian bankroller? Or a D-rank carry? Come on, Elena. Don't play in the mud. You don't stand up. You don't raise your voice. You simply stop suppressing your aura. You tap your finger against the rim of your glass.
Clink.
The sound cuts through the ambient jazz and chatter like a gunshot. You turn your gaze to Marcus. Your eyes, currently fueled by WIS-22 and CHA-22, feel like physical weights pressing down on his soul. You activate the king's voice. Take the card back, you say. Your voice is low, calm, and terrifyingly absolute. And walk away before you embarrass yourself. Charisma/intimidation check. Marcus, B-rank hunter, will save DC 15. You, Monarch, roll 22 plus ring bonus, plus 2, equals 24. Result: crushing success. The color drains from Marcus's face. To him, the man in the gray suit suddenly looks 10 feet tall. He feels the same primal fear he felt the first time he entered a boss room, the certainty that he is standing next to something that eats people like him for breakfast. His hand trembles. He snatches the card off the table. My mistake, he stammers, sweat beading on his forehead. Enjoy your evening. He retreats, almost knocking over a waiter in his haste to get away from your table. The aftermath. Elena stares at the retreating figure, then back at you. Her eyes are wide. James, she whispers. Marcus is a B-rank striker. He's arrogant, sure, but he doesn't scare easy. You looked at him like he was an insect. You take a sip of your whiskey. He was interrupting our drink. She laughs, a nervous, breathless sound, then shakes her head and smiles. Remind me never to get on your bad side. You're terrifying when you want to be. Only to them, you say softly. Never to my team. The rest of the night is perfect. The power dynamic is settled. You are not just her employer or her partner. You are her protector. Saturday morning. The grind continues. Day 15. You wake up feeling invincible. The memory of the fear in the B-ranker's eyes is a potent fuel. Daily quest. You crush the routine. 10 kilometers run, push-ups, squats. It's effortless. Daily quest completed. Rewards, plus 3 attribute points. Status check. Level 8. Attribute points available. 2. Level up, plus 3, daily, equals 5 total points. Current stats: base. STR, 26 Leviathan. DX, 24 Blur. Con, 24 Juggernaut. INT, 25 Archmage. WS, 22 Precognition. CHA, 22 Monarch. You have 5 points to distribute. You are reaching the soft cap for C-rank stats around 30. Pushing beyond that usually requires entering the B-rank tier physically. Wallet, $184,600. Dinner cost $2K. Army, 8 empty slots. The physical apotheosis. You distribute the 5 attribute points to further reinforce your physical chassis. You aren't just building a mage. You're building a tank that moves like a fighter jet. +1 STR. +2 Dex. +2 Con. Stats updated. STR, 26 to 27. Tier, Leviathan Plus. DX, 24 to 26. Tier, Lightspeed. Effect, you perceive the world in slow motion. Falling rain looks like suspended crystal beads. You can snatch a fly out of the air with chopsticks without looking. Con, 24 to 26. Tier, Immortal Plus. Effect, your regeneration is now visible. Small cuts close in seconds. Your stamina is effectively infinite for anything short of a boss fight. Run 1. The Serpent's Nest, rank C. You choose a dungeon known for density and danger. Target, the Serpent's Nest. Enemies, Naga warriors, venom spitters. Hazard, toxic atmosphere, con check. You step inside. The air is thick with green smog. System check, toxicity. Con 26 versus poison. Result, immune. The poison tastes like lime soda to you. The grind. You summon the squad. Ignis, burn the eggs. Snipers, watch the ceiling. You move to the center of the nest. Hundreds of Naga slither out of the walls. You test your DX-26. You don't run, you flow. You weave through a barrage of poison spit without breaking stride. You reach the Naga warlord. He strikes with a trident. You sidestep by a millimeter. Counter. You punch him in the throat. STR-27 collapses his windpipe and snaps his spine. Corpse explosion. You detonate the warlord. The blast of purple necrotic energy vaporizes the 20 guards surrounding him. Thrall draft. You select 4 elite Naga Myrmidons, 4-armed swordsmen, from the carnage. Roll. DPS/flankers. Run 2. The Ashen Graveyard, rank C. You exit, grab a protein bar, and hit the next gate immediately. Target, the Ashen Graveyard. Enemies, skeletal champions, wraiths. XP yield, high. Undead give bonus XP to necromancers. The strategy. This is home turf. You walk through the gates. The skeletons rattle their shields. You release your aura, CHA 22 plus necromancer class. Passive effect, authority. The lower-level skeletons hesitate. They sense a king. The slaughter. You unleash Ignis. The golem wades into the bone piles, smashing skeletons into dust. You use Mana Lance to snipe the flying wraiths. Your orc berserkers and Naga Myrmidons tear through the lines. The boss, the Death Knight. A towering skeleton in black armor riding a phantom horse. He challenges you. You accept. You engage him sword to sword. His blade is heavy, but yours is faster. You parry his strike, spin inside his guard, and deliver a force-empowered palm strike to his chest plate. The armor crumples. The spirit within fades. Thrall draft. You raise the 4 best skeletal champions, shield bearers. Roll. Frontline/bodyguards. Saturday evening, the tally. You return to the loft as the sun sets. You have cleared 2 high-density dungeons back-to-back. XP report. The sheer volume of kills pushes you forward. Level up. Level 8 to level 9. Status update. HP. 52-50 seconds. Mana. 26-26. Wallet. $186,600 plus $35,000. Loot. Equals $221,600 credits. System gold. 0 plus 1,400 G. Farmed. Equals 1,400 G. Void Dominion. 25 slots full. The army is complete for now. Alpha, General/Tank. Ignis, Siege. 5x Orc Berserkers, Shock Troops. 8x Hobgoblin Snipers, Ranged. 2x Shadow Wolves, Scouts. 4x Naga Myrmidons, DPS. 4x Skeletal Champions, Shield Wall. Level 9 rewards. Attribute points, +2. Feature. You are 1 level away from Tier 2, Level 10, and the Class Advancement Quest. Rest and recovery. You decide to bank the momentum. You order a massive meal, steaks, eggs, pasta, carb loading for a titan. Check your gear and sleep for 10 hours. Your dreams are filled with shifting shadows and the sound of marching iron boots. Sunday morning, the threshold. Day 16. You wake up on the edge of greatness.
You can feel it.
The level 10 milestone is a wall you are about to smash through. The daily routine, you hit the streets. You don't just run, you sprint the entire 10 kilometers. You finish in 18 minutes. Daily quest completed. Rewards, plus 3 attribute points. Status check. Level 9. Pending points, 2 from LVL 9 plus 3, daily, equals 5 points available. Current stats base. STR, 27, Leviathan plus. DX, 26, Lightspeed. Con, 26, Immortal plus. INT, 25, Archmage. WS, 22, Precognition. CHA, 22, Monarch. Action required. Where do you want to place these 5 points before you start the final push to level 10? STR/dex/con/in/wis/cha. The mind and the muscle. You interpret the urge to evolve. You distribute the 5 attribute points to balance your raw physical dominance with the mental processing power needed to command a legion. Plus 2 STR. Plus 2 int. Plus 1 wis. Stats updated. STR, 27 to 29. Tier, Titan. Effect, you are approaching the physical limit of the C rank vessel. You can punch through reinforced concrete. Your grip strength can crush a steel pipe like a soda can. INT, 25 to 27. Tier, Grandmaster. Effect, your mana capacity expands deeply. You can feel the individual heartbeats of every soldier in your Void Dominion. Directing 25 units is as easy as moving your own fingers. WS, 22 to 23. Tier, Seer. Effect, your tactical intuition is razor sharp. You see enemy formations and instantly know the weak point. Run 1. The Cursed Abbey, C rank. You arrive at the gate. It stands in a field of withered grass. The air smells of incense and rot. Enemies, corrupted monks, ghouls, skeletal knights. The army is full. Deploy. You step into the courtyard. You cast Open Dominion. The shadows explode outward. Ignis, Magma Golem, and Alpha, Diamond Knight, take the center. 5 Orc Berserkers and 4 Skeletal Champions form a shield wall. For Naga Myrmidons, take the flanks. 8 Hobgoblin Snipers take the rooftops. 2 Shadow Wolves prowl the perimeter. The slaughter. It isn't a battle. It's an extermination. The corrupted monks rush forward, screaming. They run into a meat grinder. Your snipers drop the backline casters in seconds. The orcs chop through the ghoul hordes. You walk through the middle. A skeletal knight charges you. You don't even draw your sword. You backhand it with STR-29. Crunch. The entire upper torso of the skeleton shatters into powder, the armor crumpling like tin foil. The shockwave knocks the 2 ghouls behind it off their feet. The boss, the High Abbot Lich. He floats above the altar, preparing a death wave spell. Ignis. Fastball special. Ignis grabs Alpha. Alpha curls into a ball. Ignis throws him. Alpha acts as a living cannonball, smashing through the Lich's barrier and slamming him into the ground. You follow up with a mana lance to the skull. Dungeon cleared. XP gained, 4,800. Loot. Necrotic Staff. Soul Dust crafting. Progress. Level 9, 60%. Run 2. The Crystal Caverns, C rank. You leave the Abbey burning and head straight to the Crystal Caverns. Enemies. Crystal Scorpions, Geode Golems. Goal. The final push. The grind. This dungeon is harder. The enemies have high defense. It doesn't matter. Your Naga Myrmidons are fast enough to strike the cracks in the crystal armor. Your Orc Berserkers use blunt force to shatter the scorpions. You take the lead. You want the XP. You run up a wall, flip over a Geode Golem, and drive your fist into its head. STR-29 versus Rock. Your fist wins. The golem explodes into gravel. The XP bar. Kill. Plus 50 XP. Kill. Plus 50 XP. Kill. Plus 50 XP. You feel the pressure building. The level 10 wall is vibrating, ready to break. The boss, the diamondback worm. A massive crystal worm bursts from the ground. You, Alpha, and Ignis jump on it simultaneously. Ignis burns it. Alpha slashes it. You drive your storm-edged sword into its brain and cast Corpse Explosion on the inside of its skull while it's still dying.
Boom.
The Ascension. The worm crashes down. The silence of the cave is deafening. Then the golden light blinds you. It is brighter than ever before. It feels like the system is rewriting your DNA. Level up. Level 9 to level 10. System alert. Tier 1 cap reached. Condition met. Necromancer Lord class. Condition met. Solo clear of 10 plus dungeons. Condition met. Possession of Monarch trait. The air in the cave freezes. The text in front of you turns from blue to ominous red. Class advancement quest initiated. The Throne of Shadows. You have walked the path of the commander. Now you must prove you are a king. To unlock the true power of the Shadow Monarch, Tier 2, you must complete the Trial of Succession. Objective: survive the trial. Reward: class advancement, Shadow Monarch. Shadow extraction skill. Creates soldiers from souls, no bodies required. Failure penalty: death or loss of class. A black swirling gate opens inside the dungeon boss room. It is pulling you in. You cannot leave. Will you enter the trial? Status check pre-trial. HP: 100% leveled up. Mana: 100% leveled up. Wallet: $235,000 credits. Army: fully rested. Consumables full. The Throne of Shadows. You don't hesitate. You step into the swirling black vortex. The world twists, stretching like taffy, and the damp air of the crystal caverns is replaced by the dry, cold stillness of a tomb. System alert. Location: the Hall of Judgment. Quest start: the Trial of Succession. Restriction: potions are disabled. Exit is locked. You open your eyes. You are standing in the center of a colossal, ruined coliseum. The stands are filled not with people, but with thousands of empty, silent suits of armor sitting in stone chairs. The sky above is a void of purple nebula. At the far end of the arena sits a massive obsidian throne. On it sits a figure clad in blood-red armor, resting a great sword that pulses with a dark heartbeat. The Guardian, Blood Iron Commander, Elite Boss. Rank: low B, approaching A. Status: waiting. A system window appears in front of you. Objective: defeat the commander and claim the heart of the monarch. Time limit: none. Warning: if you die here, your existence ceases. The first move. The Blood Iron Commander stands up. He is 7 feet tall, taller than Alpha. His helmet has a red plume that flows like liquid blood. He points his sword at you. From the ground of the arena, 50 shadow soldiers rise. They are translucent, smoky warriors armed with spears and shields. You are outnumbered, but you brought your own legion. Void Dominion. Open. Your shadow expands, covering your half of the arena. Deploy. Your army surges out to meet them. Front, Sentinel Alpha and the skeletal champions lock shields. Mid, Ignis and the Orc Berserkers prepare to charge. Back, Hobgoblin snipers take aim. Flank, Naga Myrmidons and wolves prowl the edges. It is 25 versus 51. Combat start. The commander roars, a sound like metal tearing. The shadow soldiers charge. You have 2 unassigned attribute points from level 10. You can assign them instantly or hold them for a critical moment, like a heal/stamina refresh upon assignment. The Limit Breaker. You tap the holographic interface, dumping your points mid-stride. +1 STR to 30. +1 DX to 27. System alert. Attribute threshold reached. Strength 30. Tier unlocked. Demigod's Grip. Effect: you have surpassed the limits of the C rank vessel. Your physical attacks now carry heavy weight properties, dealing internal shock damage even on blocked hits. Your body screams with power. The air around you feels thin, like you're moving through water, while everyone else is moving through molasses. The collision. Hold the line, you roar, your voice amplified by the onyx ring. Your army crashes into the shadow soldiers. Ignis acts as a battering ram, smashing 3 soldiers into smoke. Alpha locks shields with a shadow knight, holding him in place. The orcs and skeletons form a meat grinder behind them. You ignore them all. You blur past the melee. A shadow soldier tries to spear you. You don't even slow down. You simply backhand the spear shaft, snapping it like a twig with your new STR-30, and keep running. You are a missile. Target, the commander. The duel. Iron versus Storm. The Blood Iron commander sees you coming. He doesn't brace. He steps forward, swinging his massive jagged greatsword in a horizontal arc meant to cleave you in half. The exchange. A normal hunter would dodge. You are done dodging. You activate Zephyr Fong, offhand, and Storm-Edged Sword, main hand. You meet his great sword head-on.
Clang.
The sound is deafening. The ground beneath your feet cracks into a spiderweb. His strength, high B rank. Massive. Your strength, 30, demigod. You stop his blade. You catch the flat of his great sword with your main blade, your arm trembling but holding firm. The commander's glowing red eyes widen behind his helm. He didn't expect a human to block a giant strike. My turn, you snarl. You use your DX-27 speed advantage. While your right hand holds the deadlock, your left hand, holding the Zephyr Fong, moves faster than eyesight.
Slash. Slash. Stab.
You sever the tendon of his sword arm. You carve a deep gash in his thigh armor. You drive the dagger into the gap of his ribcage. Gust. You trigger the dagger's active skill point blank inside his armor. The compressed air explosion blasts him backward. He skids 20 feet, digging his sword into the ground to stop. Phase 2. The Blood Awakening. The commander stands up. Dark red energy begins to leak from his armor. The shadow soldiers fighting your army suddenly dissolve, their energy flying across the arena and absorbing into the commander. Boss skill activated. Legion's Sacrifice. The commander consumes his troops to heal and enter enraged mode. He grows a foot taller. His sword ignites with red lightning. He is no longer testing you, he is trying to erase you. He raises his sword. The air pressure drops. Skill incoming. Blood Moon Cleave. A massive vertical wave of red energy is building up on his blade. It's too wide to dodge sideways. The chain reaction. The commander pulls the streams of shadow energy toward him, his armor glowing like a blast furnace. He thinks he is refueling. You see it differently. You see him surrounding himself with live ammunition. You raise your hand, your INT-27 mind locking onto the spectral residue of the 50 fallen soldiers swirling around him. Corpse explosion. Chain detonate.
Boom. Boom. Boom.
The stream of energy feeding him turns into a cascade of purple necrotic bombs. The explosions trigger inside his aura, point blank. The red lightning of his Blood Moon Cleave destabilizes. The feedback loop shatters his concentration. A massive cloud of smoke and bone shrapnel engulfs him, blowing his helmet's visor open.
Now.
The execution. You don't wait for the smoke to clear. You dive into it. You channel your mana into your finger. The air shrieks. Mana Lance.
Thwip.
The blue beam pierces the smoke and strikes the commander directly in his exposed right eye. He roars in pain, his great sword swing going wide, smashing harmlessly into the arena floor. You are already in the air. You grip the storm-edged sword with both hands. You activate force. You pour every ounce of your STR-30 into the swing. Kneel. The blade bites into the neck gap of his armor. It meets resistance, bone, magic, steel, but your strength is absolute.
Schlick.
The commander's helmeted head spins into the air. His massive body stands for a second, then crashes to its knees and finally collapses. The ascension. The arena falls silent. Your army watches from the sidelines, their weapons lowered. The body of the commander dissolves, but not into nothingness. It dissolves into pure, pitch-black mana that swirls around your feet. System alert. Trial completed. Performance flawless, dominant victory. The black mana rushes into you. It feels like ice water filling your veins, replacing your blood. Your shadow stretches, detaching from the floor and rising up to wrap around your shoulders like a cloak. Class advancement successful. Necromancer Lord, Tier 1, to Shadow Monarch, Tier 2. New skill acquired. Shadow Extraction. Type: Sovereign class skill. Effect: you can extract the mana signature, Soul, from a freshly killed target and resurrect them as a Shadow Soldier. Constraint: target must have died within 2 hours. Probability depends on target's rank versus user's INT/CHA. Cost: variable mana. Shadow Storage: your Void Dominion is now the Shadow Realm. Capacity: infinite, limited only by mana to sustain them. Stat bonus: all attributes +5. Mana capacity doubled. The first command: you stand over the dissolving armor of the Blood Iron Commander. A black wisp of smoke, a soul, hovers over the wreckage. It is shaped like a knight, screaming silently. Shadow extraction available. Target: Blood Iron Commander. Rank B. Success rate: 85%, due to dominant kill plus CHA 22. You reach out your hand. You don't ask. You command. Arise. The black smoke freezes. It swirls, condensing, hardening. A hand made of black steel and blue flame reaches out of the ground. The commander pulls himself up. He is no longer red. He is jet black, with neon blue eyes and a cape of living shadow. He kneels before you, offering the hilt of his great sword. Thrall acquired. Name: you must name him. Rank: B, Elite Knight. Role: General/Heavy Striker. Status update: Tier 2. You are back in the Crystal Caverns, but the world feels different. You feel heavy, anchored to the darkness. Name: James Bishop. Class: Shadow Monarch. Level: 10, Tier 2. Stats buffed. STR: 30 to 35, Godlike. DX: 27 to 32, Supersonic. Con: 26 to 31, Immortal. INT: 27 to 32, Sovereign Mind. WS: 23 to 28, Oracle. CHA: 22 to 27, Tyrant. The Army. Commander, name required, B rank Knight. Sentinel Alpha, C rank Knight. Ignis, C rank Golem. Shadow Infantry. Orcs, Nagas, Snipers, Skeletons, Wolves. Wallet: $235,000. Immediate decision. The Blood Iron Commander is waiting for a name. He is your strongest soldier by far. What do you name him? Iron, simple, sturdy. Mars, God of War. Igris, a classic homage. Vanguard, his role. And then, you have cleared the dungeon. You are level 10. You have the ultimate power. Do you want to exit and finally rest, or test your new shadow extraction on the dead boss, the Diamondback Worm, that is still lying in the cavern? The Red Knight rises. You look at the kneeling knight. You recall the stories of the original Shadow Monarch. There is only one name fitting for a commander of his loyalty and ferocity. Your name is Igris, you declare. The knight bows his head lower, accepting the name. The blue flames in his eyes flare intensely, acknowledging the bond. He rises and steps behind you, standing at your right hand, a silent, imposing guardian of black steel and red nobility. The Second Awakening. You turn your attention back to the reality of the Crystal Caverns. The massive corpse of the Diamondback Worm, C-rank boss, is still lying there, its crystal hide shattered where you and your team killed it before the trial. Now you see it differently. You don't see a carcass. You see a siege engine. You walk over to the massive head. You can see the black smoke of its soul clinging to the body, fading fast. You reach out your hand. The mana cost will be significant for a beast this size, but your capacity has doubled. Arise. The ground rumbles. The crystal shell of the worm cracks and turns to gray dust. From the debris, a colossal shadow erupts. It is 40 feet of undulating darkness, with plates of obsidian armor and a maw filled with spectral teeth. It hovers above the ground, waiting for an order. Shadow extraction successful. Name: Tunneler. Rank C+. Role: Siege/Transport/Ambush. Abilities: Submerge. Can travel through solid ground/shadows instantly. Crystal Skin. High physical defense. Devour. Can swallow enemies whole to trap them in your shadow storage, temporarily. The return. You exit the dungeon. The sun is blindingly bright compared to the Shadow Realm. You are walking out of a C-rank gate, but you are no longer a C-rank hunter. You are a nation-level threat in the making. Status update. Class: Shadow Monarch, Tier 2. Mana: 45/64, used for extractions. Army: Igris, B-rank Elite Knight. Tunneler, C-rank Giant Worm. Alpha, C-rank Knight. Ignis, C-rank Golem. Infantry: 21 units, Orcs, Nagas, Snipers, Wolves, Skeletons. Wallet: $235,000. You have a massive army. You have the ultimate class. And you have nearly 250,000 credits. Sunday evening plan. You're standing outside the gate. Hunters are milling about, totally unaware that a king just walked past them. Guild status: Independent. Answer: No, we have not started a guild yet. You are currently a freelancer. Requirements to start a guild: you need a registered guild master license, which you have the strength for now, a physical headquarters, and a capital deposit of $100,000. Your status: you have the money, $235,000, and the power, Tier 2, but you haven't filed the paperwork. You are effectively a one-man army operating as a contractor. The midnight call. You look at your phone. It's late Sunday, but the power humming in your veins won't let you sleep. You need to see how your new Shadow Marshal operates with a team. 2. Elena, Healer. One last run. Night raid applies. I have someone I want you to meet. From Elena. You never stop, do you? I'm 10 mics out. Send cords. The dungeon. The Midnight Ravine. Rank C+. You meet her at the gate. It's a jagged tear in reality, located in an abandoned rail yard. Enemies: stone gargoyles, harpies. Aerial threats. Elena arrives, looking tired but eager. She spots you and freezes. James? You look different. Taller? Darker? She squints. And your mana feels like deep water. What did you do today? I got a promotion. You say simply. Let's go. The entry: you step inside. The ravine is lit by moonlight. A flock of stone gargoyles screeches and dives from the cliffs. There are 20 of them. Elena raises her staff, preparing a shield. Incoming. That's a lot of. Igris. You don't shout. You whisper. The debut from your shadow. A plume of black smoke erupts. It condenses instantly into the 7-foot-tall form of the Blood Iron Knight. Igris steps out, his red plume flowing in the wind. The blue flames in his visor flare. Elena gasps, taking a step back. What is that? Igris doesn't look at her. He looks at the sky. He draws his great sword. He doesn't fly, he jumps. With a sound like a cannon firing, Igris launches himself vertical. He intercepts the lead gargoyle in midair. Slash. One swing cleaves the stone beast in half. Igris lands on the canyon wall, kicks off, and intercepts the second one. He is a pinball of death. Support him, you tell Elena. She shakes off the shock. All right. Strength. Agility. She buffs Igris. The knight glows with golden energy. He moves even faster, becoming a red and black blur that decimates the flock in under 30 seconds. The clear. You walk through the rest of the dungeon with your hands in your pockets. Trash mobs. Igris handles them. Ambushes. Your shadow wolves sniff them out. Loot. Your orc berserkers carry the bags. Elena walks beside you, staring at Igris, who is silently wiping gargoyle dust off his blade. He's B-rank, she whispers. At least. James, you have a B-rank knight as a pet. Do you have any idea how insane that is? He's not a pet, you correct her. He's my marshal, and you're the first person to see him. The boss, the harpy queen, she tries to use a sonic scream. Igris throws his sword like a spear. It pins her wing to the cliff face. You finish her off with a mana lance to the heart. Dungeon cleared. Loot value $28,000. Elena's cut $14,000. Your cut $14,000. Sunday night. The rest. You drop Elena off. She is richer, terrified, and awestruck. If you ever do start that guild, she says, getting out of the cab, I want to be the first signature on the charter. Don't hire another healer. Wouldn't dream of it, you reply. You return to your loft. Status end of day 16. Class, Shadow Monarch, Tier 2. Level, 10. Wallet, $235,000 plus $14,000 equals $249,000 credits. Army, 23 units. Igris plus Tunneler plus 21 infantry. You collapse onto your bed. You don't dream. You simply float in the comforting darkness of your own power. Monday morning. The guild decision. Day 17. You wake up. It is a new week. You are a king without a kingdom. You have $249,000. You have the power. Elena explicitly asked about the guild. Monday morning. The foundation. Day 17. You walk into the Hunter Association headquarters. It is a massive glass tower bustling with armored hunters, bureaucrats, and corporate scouts. You are wearing your best charcoal suit, but this time, you aren't here to report a clear. You are here to build an empire. You bypass the general inquiries line and walk straight to the guild registration desk. The clerk looks up, bored. Applications are digital. Processing takes 4 to 6 weeks. You place your black card on the desk. I'm not applying for a permit. I'm buying a license. Instant processing fee included. The clerk scans the card. Balance, $249,000. Her eyes widen. She sits up straight. My apologies, sir. Right this way. The charter. You sit in a plush office. You transfer the $100,000 deposit. Transaction complete. Wallet. $149,000 credits. Everything is in order, Mr. Bishop, the registrar says, typing rapidly. You meet the strength requirement. You have the capital. We just need the details. Guild Master, James Bishop. Vice Master, pending. Type, combat/assault. And finally, she asks, hovering her finger over the enter key. What is the name of your guild? Decision. Name your guild. Choose one or write your own. Eclipse, classic, mysterious, fits the shadow theme. Night Raid, aggressive, mercenary vibe. Sovereign, regal, implies you answer to no one. The Black Order, militant, fits your army structure. For the purpose of the narrative, I will pause here for you to confirm the name, or I can proceed with a placeholder like Eclipse if you prefer to keep moving. Let's assume you pick a name that commands respect. I will let you pick the name in your next turn. For now, the paperwork is filed under pending name. Pending, you say. I'll confirm the name by end of business. The Armory, high-end warfare. You leave the HQ with your provisional guild license. You have $149,000 left. You head to the Huntsman's Vault, a high-end equipment dealer that requires an appointment or a guild license to enter. The air inside smells of gun oil and enchanted steel. Weapons hang on the walls like art. I need a bearing sword, you tell the armorer. My strength is high. My current blade is cracking under the stress. The armorer looks at your build, which is deceptively lean, and nods. He brings out 3 cases. Option 1, the Thunderclap, Katana. Rank, B. Price, $135,000. Type, speed/lightning. Traits, incredibly light. Conducts electricity perfectly. Synergy, excellent for your DX32. Allows for the fastest possible strikes. Drawback, durability is average. If you block a giant's club, it might bend. Option 2, the Titan's Fong, Bastard Sword. Rank, B+, discounted due to weight. Price, $145,000. Type, raw physical. Traits, weighs 200 pounds, made of adamantine alloy. Indestructible. Synergy, Perfect for your STR-35.
You can swing this through a tank.
Drawback: no magical conductivity. It's a blunt instrument of trauma. Option 3. The Nightshade, twin short swords. Rank: B. Price: $120,000 for the pair. Type: stealth/crit. Traits: blades turn invisible in dim light. Synergy: matches your Shadow Monarch aesthetic. Dual wielding allows for complex combos with Zephyr Fong. Drawback: short range. You have to get in close. Which weapon do you buy? The transaction. You nod to the armorer. I'll take the Nightshades. You transfer the credits. Transaction complete. Minus $120,000 remaining balance. $29,000 credits. You pick up the twin blades. The hilts are wrapped in black gray skin. When you draw them, the metal is a dark, smoky gray that seems to absorb the shop's lighting. You give them a test swing.
Whoosh.
They are perfectly balanced. With your DX32, they feel like extensions of your own nervous system. In the shadows of your coat, the blades virtually disappear. You holster them at your hips. You keep the Zephyr Fong clipped to the back of your belt as a utility/backup. The birth of Blue Horizon. You step out of the shop and pull up the association app on your phone to finalize the registration. Guild name: Blue Horizon Guild Master. James Bishop, rank C, registered. Status: active, probationary. The name is clean. It sounds professional, expansive, and optimistic, a perfect cover for a guild run by a Shadow Monarch and an army of the dead. To the public, you are Blue Horizon, the rising stars. To the darkness, you are the king. Monday afternoon, the recruitment. You have the gear. You have the license. You have the name. Now you need your vice master. You text Elena. Meet me at the Grind Coffee Shop. Sector 4. Business proposition. She arrives 10 minutes later, still looking a bit shell-shocked from the Igris reveal the night before. She sits down, clutching a latte.
James, she says.
I looked up the stats on B-rank nights. They don't just listen to people. How are you controlling him? You slide a digital tablet across the table. It displays the Blue Horizon Guild Charter. I have a unique class, you admit, keeping it vague. But that's not why we're here. I just registered the guild. I need a vice master. Someone I trust to handle the logistics, the finances, and the public face while I handle the heavy lifting. You look her in the eye. Salary is 20% of all guild net profit, plus full benefits. Elena stares at the screen. 20% of your earnings? That's millions. You're serious, she breathes. Blue Horizon. It sounds nice. Less scary than your shadow pet. She signs the digital pad. System alert. Guild member added. Elena, healer. Rank: Vice Guild Master. Guild level 1. The headquarters dilemma. You leave the coffee shop as official partners. But you have a problem. Wallet: $29,000. To accept official guild contracts, which pay way better than freelancer bounties, you need a registered address. Right now, Blue Horizon is registered to your apartment. That's unprofessional. Status check. HP, 100%. Mana, 100%. Army, rested. Weapons: Nightshade, B rank. Zephyr Fong, C rank. What is your move for the rest of Monday? The industrial grind. We need capital, you tell Elena. Blue Horizon isn't going to operate out of a basement. You pull up the guild app. Now that you are a registered guild, you can reserve specific dungeon times without fighting the freelancer queues. You book 2 slots back-to-back. Objective: resource extraction. Target: high-density mana stone dungeons. Run 1. The Azure Mines, C rank. You arrive at a gate located in a defunct quarry. Enemies: kobold miners, rock-eater worms. Resource: high-grade mana crystals, blue. You enter the damp, glowing tunnels. Igris. Tunneler.
Orcs. Deploy.
Your army materializes. The orcs look menacing in their plate armor, but you hand them pickaxes you bought from the supply store on the way over. The strategy: strip mining. Combat: Igris and your shadow wolves roam ahead, clearing the kobold camps. Igris is a blur of black steel. The kobolds don't even slow him down. Extraction. You command the tunneler, the giant worm shadow. It burrows into the walls, vibrating to loosen the rock. The orc berserkers follow behind, smashing the exposed veins and loading raw mana crystals into the tunneler's mouth, using its devour ability as a cargo hold. The boss, the brood mother, a massive, bloated worm queen. You test your new nightshade swords. You sprint along the wall, DX32, your blades invisible in the dim light.
Slash. Slash.
You sever her sensory tentacles before she can attack. Ignis. Your magma golem tackles her, burning through her hide. Strike. You drive both swords into her brainstem. Dungeon cleared, mining hall. 500 kilograms of raw blue mana stones. Estimated value. $60,000. Run 2. The Basalt Ridges, Searank. You exit, hydrate, and immediately drive to the next gate. Enemies. Granite golems, earth elementals. Resource. Dense earth cores, used for construction/armor. The combat. This is a durability test. The golems are tough. You use Igris as the spearhead. His sword, Searank, cleaves through the stone skin that normally bounces Searank attacks. You practice your dual wielding. You use the Zephyr Fong in a reverse grip to deflect a golem's punch, then spin with the nightshades to slice the joints. Your movement is fluid, like water flowing around rocks. The mining. Once the golems are dead, they are the resource. Salvage them. Your army breaks down the golem corpses, harvesting the earth cores from their chests. It is efficient, brutal recycling. The boss, the Geolord, a 20-foot-tall giant of stone and iron. He swings a tree trunk club. Igris blocks it.
Clang.
He doesn't budge. The difference between a B-rank knight and a C-rank boss is laughable. Igris pushes back, throwing the giant off balance. You use Shadow Step, using your speed, to appear on the giant's shoulder. You drive your swords down into the neck. Dungeon cleared. Loot. 30x earth cores, 1x geoheart. Estimated value. $55,000. The payout. You head to the Association Exchange. As a guild, you get a dedicated loading dock. You dump the contents of the tunneler's stomach and the loot bags. The appraiser's jaw drops. This is a strip mining operation. Did you bring a demolition crew? Something like that, you reply. Total revenue. Azure Mines, $62,000. Basalt Ridges, $58,000. Boss Bounties, $20,000. Total, $140,000. Elena's cut, 20%, $28,000. She is visibly shaking looking at her bank alert. Guild revenue, 80%, $112,000. Monday evening. Status. You return to your loft. You are covered in stone dust and monster blood, but your wallet is healthy again. Status update. Level 10, approaching 11. Wallet, $29,000. Start, plus $112,000. Revenue, equals $141,000 credits. Guild, Blue Horizon, rank 1. Army, 23 units. Igris is MVP. You have $141,000. You have a functioning guild. You have a vice master. Tuesday morning, the headquarters.
Day 18.
You decide to legitimize the empire. You meet a commercial real estate agent in Sector 4, the up-and-coming business district near the Guild Association. You tour a renovated 2-story building that used to be a logistics firm. Ground floor, reception, meeting room, gear storage, reinforce. Second floor, Guild Master's office, analyst desks for Elena, break room. Basement, soundproofed training room, crucial for testing skills. It's turnkey ready, the agent says. $15,000 a month. You don't haggle. You transfer the funds for the first month plus a security deposit. Transaction complete. Minus $30,000. Wallet. $111,000 credits. You toss the key card to Elena, who has arrived with her laptop. Welcome to Blue Horizon HQ, you say. Get the utilities running. I'm going to make us some operating capital. Elena looks at the empty office, then at you. You're going to the B-rank gate, aren't you? Please just come back in one piece. If the guild master dies on day 1, the paperwork is going to be a nightmare. Tuesday afternoon, the beer ink test. You arrive at the gate. It is massive, a swirling vortex of dark red energy, pulsating with an ominous hum that makes the nearby civilians nauseous. Gate ID: the Crimson Caverns. Rank: B. Low. Entry fee: $10,000 guild permit. Wallet: $101,000. You scan your ID. The perimeter guards give you a look of pity. A two-man team, you and a stealthed army. Entering a beer ink is usually suicide. The difficulty spike. You step inside. The gravity here is heavier. The air burns your lungs. Enemies: magma golems, elite, flame lizards. Arise. You summon the full force. Igris takes the lead. Combat Encounter 1. A magma golem lumbers out. It is twice the size of the C-rank ones. Igris charges. He swings his great sword.
Clang.
Instead of slicing through, the blade digs in halfway. The golem roars and backhands Igris. Igris skids back, his boots carving trenches in the rock. He stabilizes, his blue eyes flaring, and charges again with renewed ferocity, using his speed to hack away at the joints. Analysis: mob durability high. Your orc berserkers are struggling. Their axes bounce off the beer ink hide. Your damage: you dash in with Nightshade. You have to target weak points, eyes, joints, exclusively. A slash to the chest plate does nothing. Tunneler. Mine. While the battle rages, you deploy the tunneler. The giant worm dives into the cavern walls. It ignores the monsters, focusing purely on the vibrating veins of red mana crystals.
Crunch. Grind.
The tunneler devours tons of rock, filtering out the crystals in its stomach. The boss, the lava drake. You reach the core. The heat is unbearable for anyone but you, Con 31. The boss emerges from a lake of fire. A lava drake, wingless dragon. Rank: B mid. It breathes a cone of white-hot fire. Ignis. Shield. Your magma golem, Ignis, steps in front. He is made of magma, so he absorbs the fire, actually growing slightly larger. The takedown. Igris leaps onto the drake's back, stabbing at its spine. The drake thrashes, smashing Igris into the wall. Igris stands up instantly, his armor dented, but his spirit unbroken. You see an opening. You activate stealth, Nightshade passive. You run up the tail of the drake while it is distracted by Igris. You reach the head. Force plus Mana Lance. You drive your sword into the drake's eye and simultaneously fire a Mana Lance point-blank into the brain.
Boom.
The head explodes. The hall. The drake dissolves. You pant, wiping sweat from your forehead. That was a fight. Dungeon cleared. XP gained: 12,000. Beer rank XP is massive. Level up: 10 to 11.
Loot.
Mining hall. The tumbler spits out a pile of high-grade fire crystals. Weight: 800 kilograms. Value: $120,000. Drake heart, a pulsing organ of fire magic. $40,000. Drake scales, hardened crafting material. $15,000. Total run value: $175,000. Tuesday evening, the expansion. You return to the HQ. Elena is setting up a coffee machine. You dump the loot on the reinforced table in the storage room. The room glows red from the crystals. We cleared it, you say, tossing her a cold drink. And we're rich. Status update. Level 11. Attribute points +2. Wallet: $101,000 plus $175,000 equals $276,000 credits. Army: battle tested. Orcs took damage, but regenerated in the Shadow Realm. The Red Gate notification. As you check your phone, a notification pops up from the dark web forum you've been monitoring or considering buying intel from. Urgent. Anomalous Red Gate reported in Sector 3. Casualties expected. Association looking for B-rank strike teams. The decision. Into the fire. You don't hesitate. A red gate is a death sentence for unprepared hunters, but for a monarch, it's a hunting ground. Level 11 attribute points. You quickly dump the 2 points into intelligence to ensure you have the mana capacity to sustain Igris and the Tumbler for a prolonged siege. Stats updated. INT 32 to 34. Tier Sovereign Mind Plus. Sector 3. The Cordon. You arrive at the scene in a cab. You really need a guild vehicle. The police have blocked off 4 city blocks. The gate is floating in the middle of an intersection. It is jagged, unstable, and glowing the color of dried blood. An association official is screaming into a radio. Get the White Tiger Strike team on the line. We lost signal 10 minutes ago. You walk up to the barricade. Guild Blue Horizon. We're going in. The official looks at your new guild license, then at you. This is a code red anomaly, Bishop. The White Tiger B team went in, and the gate shifted. If you go in, you might not come out. Open the barrier, you say calmly. He nods grimly and lifts the tape. Godspeed. Inside the anomaly, the Crimson Forest. You step through. The transition is violent. Gravity lurches. You are standing in a dense, ancient forest. The trees are black, the leaves are crimson, and the sky is a bruised purple. There is no sun, only a pervasive, oppressive red light. System alert. Warning. Red gate detected. Status. Lockdown. Exit disabled until boss is slain. You smell blood. Fresh blood. Igris. Tumbler. Hunt. Your shadow explodes. Igris takes point, his red plume blending perfectly with the environment. Tumbler dives into the soft earth, moving unseen beneath the roots. The rescue. You hear screaming to the east. You activate Dash, DX32. You burst into a clearing. It's a massacre. The White Tiger Guild team, 5 members, is backed against a cliff face. 3 are down, bleeding. 2 are still standing. One of the standing ones is Marcus, the B-rank striker who mocked you at the Apex Lounge. His white suit is shredded, his sword is chipped, and he looks terrified. They are surrounded by a pack of bloodbears, elite B-rank. Massive, hulking beasts with bone spurs protruding from their shoulders. A bear lunges for Marcus. He raises his sword, but he's too slow. He closes his eyes.
Boom.
A black steel gauntlet catches the bear midair. Igris slams the beast into the ground with enough force to crack the bedrock. He draws his greatsword and decapitates the bear in one fluid motion. Marcus opens his eyes. He sees the terrifying Black Knight standing over him.
He thinks he's dead.
Then he sees you walking casually out of the tree line, hands in your pockets. You look like you're having a rough day, Marcus, you say. You. Marcus stammers, pale as a ghost. Bishop? What is that thing? That's my vice commander, you reply. And you're trespassing on my XP. The turn. The remaining 6 bloodbears roar and charge the new threat. Kill them all, you order. It's not a fight, it's a demonstration. Igris engages 3 bears at once. He dances between their claws, his blade flashing red. Tumbler erupts from the ground beneath the largest bear, swallowing it whole before diving back into the earth. You draw the nightshade swords. You flicker forward. You sever the hamstrings of a bear, jump onto its back, and drive your blades into its skull. In 60 seconds, the clearing is silent. The interaction. You sheath your swords. You walk over to Marcus. He is trembling. The power gap is undeniable. Last week, he thought you were a nobody. Today, you just saved his life with a literal army of monsters. We need to get the wounded out, Marcus says, his arrogance completely gone. But the boss, it's an alpha. It's tracking us. Good, you say. Less walking for me. You look at the wounded White Tiger members. You check your inventory. You have some basic potions, but Elena isn't here. Stay here. My wolves will guard you. If you leave the circle, you die. You leave 2 shadow wolves to pace around the survivors. Marcus nods frantically. The boss, the Bloodmane Leakin, rank A. You track the scent of the alpha deeper into the woods. You find it in a cave of bones. The Bloodmane Leakin. A werewolf the size of a dump truck, radiating red aura. This is an A-rank threat. It sees you. It growls, a sound that vibrates in your chest. Strategy. This is your hardest fight yet. An A-rank monster is faster, stronger, and smarter than anything you've faced.
Igris.
Full power. Igris roars. His aura expands, matching the Leakin's. The clash. The Leakin and Igris collide. The shockwave flattens the nearby trees. They are evenly matched in strength, but the Leakin is faster. It lands a swipe that tears Igris's arm off. It doesn't matter. Igris is a shadow. The arm reforms instantly from mana. Your move. You can't just watch. You need to tip the scales. Option A. Corpse explosion. There are bare corpses nearby. Drag them over. Option B. Tunnler trap. Have the tunnler create a pitfall to immobilize it. Option C. The execution. Wait for Igris to grapple it, then use your Nightshade swords with Shadow Step to hit the vital points. The Legion's wrath. You don't hold back. You open the floodgates of your shadow. All units. Devour. The forest floor turns ink black. Your entire army erupts from the ground at once. The fodder. The 5 orc berserkers, 4 skeletal champions, and 2 shadow wolves charge the Leakin's legs. The range. The 8 hobgoblin snipers scatter into the trees, raining arrows down on the beast's eyes. The elites, Ignis, Magma Golem, and Alpha, Diamond Knight, flank the beast, while Igris prepares the execution strike. The meat grinder. The blood-mane Leakin roars, a sound that shatters the nearby trees. It spins, its claws glowing with red energy.
Slash.
3 orc berserkers are instantly vaporized, their shadow forms exploding into mist.
Stomp.
Ignis takes a direct hit. His magma body sprays lava, but he holds his ground, grabbing the Leakin's ankle and burning it. It works. The Leakin is distracted. It's swiping at gnats while the wolves bite its heels. It can't move freely. The heavy hitters. Tunnler.
Now.
The ground beneath the Leakin implodes. The tunnler shoots up, its massive maw clamping onto the Leakin's waist. The worm tries to drag the A-rank beast underground. It fails. The Leakin is too strong, but it pins the monster in place for 2 precious seconds. Igris capitalizes. He launches off a tree trunk, coming down like a meteor. His great sword impales the Leakin's shoulder, pinning it to the earth. The execution. You are the shadow in the chaos. You dash through the carnage. You step off the back of a dissolving orc, jump onto the tunnler's hide, and launch yourself at the Leakin's face. Nightshade. Twin Fong. You drive both black swords into the Leakin's neck, crossing them like shears. STR 35 plus force. You pull. Shrip. The massive wolf's head is nearly severed. Blood sprays like a geyser, coating your suit. The Leakin thrashes one last time, throwing Igris off, before collapsing into a mountain of fur and muscle. The aftermath. The silence returns. The Red Gate's oppressive atmosphere begins to lift. Red Gate cleared. XP gained, 35,000. Massive bonus for A-rank threat. Level up, 11 to 13. Casualty report. Your orcs and skeletons were decimated. Mechanic check. As a shadow monarch, dead, soldiers return to your shadow to regenerate as long as you have mana. You drain your mana bar almost to 0 to recall their scattered essences. They aren't gone, just out of commission for a few hours. Loot drop. Leakin's Fong. A-rank material dagger crafting material. Blood red core. A-rank extremely valuable. 250,000 plus dollars. The extraction. The Alpha. You stand over the corpse of the A-rank boss. The black smoke rising from it is thick, turbulent, and angry. It's fighting death. Extraction chance. Target. A-rank boss. User. Level 13, Tier 2. Stat check. INT 34 plus CHA 27 versus Willpower of the Beast. Base odds, 30%. You reach out. Arise. The smoke screams. It forms the shape of the wolf, then dissipates. Extraction fail. You grit your teeth. You have one attempt remaining before the soul fades. You focus. You pour every remaining drop of your mana into your voice. You assert your dominance as the monarch. I said, "Arise." The shadows tremble. The smoke swirls violently, condensing, compacting. A massive claw pulls itself out of the leakened shadow. Then a snout. Then the mane of black flames. The beast stands. It is smaller than the living version, about the size of a minivan, but it is made of pure, condensed shadow and red lightning. Shadow extraction successful. Rank A. General class. Name pending. Role Assassin/Mount/Beast. You have an A-rank beast. Name suggestion. Tank irony. Fenrir mythological. Red simple.
The exit.
The barrier dissolves. You walk out of the gate back into Sector 3. The police and the association officials are stunned. The gate was supposed to be a tomb. Instead, it vanished. You drag the unconscious/wounded White Tiger members out with you, levitated by your shadows. Marcus is awake, staring at you with pure awe. "You cleared it," Marcus whispers. "An A-rank anomaly. You, Blue Horizon. We're open for business," you say, straightening your tie. Status update. Level 13. Wallet $276,000. Loot A-rank core $250,000 value. Army Igris, Tunler, Fenrir, New Wolf, plus infantry. The Wolf God. You look at the massive beast of shadow and lightning. Your name is Fenrir. The wolf lowers its massive head, its burning red eyes fixing on you. It lets out a low, rumbling huff of acknowledgement. It doesn't bow like a knight. It submits like a predator recognizing the alpha. It dissolves into smoke and slides into your shadow, taking its place beside Igris. The phantom exit. The barrier fully dissipates. Sirens wail as ambulances and news vans breach the perimeter. Reporters are already sprinting toward the exhausted White Tiger survivors, microphones extended. "Mr. Marcus, what happened inside? Did the White Tiger Guild clear the anomaly?" You don't stick around to correct them. You activate the stealth passive from your nightshade swords. Your outline blurs, blending into the heavy twilight shadows of the city. You walk right past a camera crew. They don't even see you. You glance back one last time. Marcus is sitting on the back of an ambulance, staring at the spot where you just vanished. He shakes his head at the reporter. "It wasn't us," he mutters. "It was a ghost." Wednesday morning, the aftermath. Day 19. You wake up in your new office at the Blue Horizon HQ. You must have crashed on the leather couch. The morning news is playing on the wall monitor. Mystery at Sector 3. A massive red gate vanishes. White Tiger Guild members found alive, but refuse to comment on who saved them. Rumors of a black army are circulating on the Hunter forums. Elena walks in, dropping a stack of papers on the desk. She looks pale.
James.
The association sent a courier. They've upgraded Blue Horizon's danger rating. They want to know how a two-person guild cleared a B-rank red gate without casualties. "Tell them we got lucky," you say, sitting up. Status update. Level 13. Attribute points for pending from level 12 and 13. Wallet $276,000 credits. Inventory A-rank blood core. Estimated value $250,000. Leakin's Fong crafting item. Army 24 units. Igris, Fenrir, Tunler, plus infantry. You are sitting on a fortune and a stat boost. Wednesday morning. The Balanced Ascension. Day 19. You wake up on the couch in the Guild Master's office. The morning sun cuts through the blinds. You feel stronger just breathing. Daily quest. You head to the basement gym you just installed. The equipment struggles to keep up with you. You bench press the entire rack. You run on the treadmill until the motor smokes. Daily quest completed. Rewards +3 attribute points. Stat distribution. You have 7 points total for pending +3 daily. You decide to raise the baseline of your entire existence. +1 STR / +1 dex / +2 con / +1 in / +1 wis / +1 cha. Stats updated. STR 35 to 36. DX, 32 to 33. Con, 31 to 33. Your skin is now as tough as reinforced leather. INT, 34 to $35. Mana Regan increase. WS, 28 to 29. CHA, 27 to 28. Your authority, aura, is palpable. The auction house, liquidation. You take the guild car, a rented black SUV, to the Hunter's auction house in Sector 1. You book a private appraisal room. You place the items on the velvet table. Blood red core, air ink, it pulses with a heartbeat, casting a red glow on the walls. Leekin's Fong, a serrated, curved tooth the size of a machete, still humming with residual lightning. The appraiser adjusts his spectacles, sweating. Mr. Bishop, these are fresh. Like yesterday fresh. This core is from a high-tier alpha. Can you move them today? You ask. For these? I have buyers lining up. Sale complete. Blood core, sold for $260,000 to a major magic institute. Leekin's Fong, sold for $65,000 to a weapon collector. Total net, $325,000. Wallet update, $276,000 plus $325,000 equals $601,000 credits. You are half a millionaire. Blue Horizon HQ, the draft. You return to the office. The lobby is buzzing. Elena has organized the recruitment drive efficiently. We have 50 applicants, she says, handing you a tablet. Mostly D-ranks and E-ranks looking for stability. A few C-ranks who are curious about the Mystery Guild. You nod. We're organizing them into 3 tiers. The structure. Team Alpha, the strike team. You, Elena, and eventually high-tier recruits. Team Beta, the farm team. Reliable C/D ranks to clear safe dungeons for consistent revenue. Team Charlie, logistics and support. Porters, miners, trainees. You spend the afternoon interviewing. With CHA 28 and WIS 29, you can spot a liar or a coward instantly. You filter out the spies from other guilds and the freeloaders. Recruitment results. Team Beta, the grinders. Leader, Gareth, C-rank shield warrior. A veteran who lost his left eye. Steady, reliable, follows orders. Members, 3x D-rank strikers, 1x D-rank healer. Role. You assign them to clear D-rank dungeons daily to cover guild overhead costs. Team Charlie Logistics. Leader, Sarah, E-rank mage/scholar. Smart, good with numbers. Members, 5x porters, strong backs, 2x mining specialists. Role. They will handle the loot collection and mining after you clear the high-level rooms. Team Alpha, the core. Commander, James Bishop, you. Vice, Elena, healer. Open slots, 3, waiting for elite talent. Cost of expansion. Signing bonuses and first month salaries, minus $50,000. Equipment stipend for beta team, minus $20,000. Wallet update. $601,000 to $70,000 equals $531,000 credits. Wednesday evening. The new era. You stand on the balcony of your HQ, looking over the city. You have a building. You have a staff. You have 500,000 credits. And you have a literal army of shadows waiting in your void. Elena joins you. Beta team is scheduled for their first run tomorrow. Alpha team, that's just us for now. What's the plan, boss? Thursday morning deployment. Day 20. You stand in the loading bay of Blue Horizon HQ. The air is filled with the smell of coffee and cheap steel. Team Beta, the grinders. Gareth, your searing shield warrior, is checking his squad's gear. They look nervous but eager. Listen up, you tell them. You are hitting gate D44 and D45 today. Standard Goblin and Kobold dens. Low risk, steady payout. Gareth, keep them alive. I don't pay for funerals. Team Charlie Logistics. Sarah and the porters are loading mining picks and duffel bags into the van. Sweep behind Beta, you order. Strip the walls. If it glows, it goes in the bag. I want 100% extraction efficiency. Yes, Guild Master. They roll out. You have successfully delegated the grunt work. The power level, the frozen pass, high B rank. You turn to Elena. She is wearing a new set of high-end healer robes she bought with her signing bonus. Ready for the real work? You ask. I assume we're not doing D ranks, she sighs, checking her staff. We're doing the frozen pass, you reply. High B rank. Ice giants. Massive XP. The reveal. You arrive at the gate. It breathes cold air that instantly frosts your breath. You enter. The terrain is a jagged canyon of blue ice and snow. Visibility is low due to a blizzard. Enemies, ice giants, rank B, frost wyverns. You walk 10 paces in. A massive shadow looms in the blizzard. An ice giant steps out, holding a club made of a frozen tree trunk. It roars. Elena raises her staff. Shields up. I'll buff your strength. Save your mana, you say. Watch this. Fenrir.
Kill.
The debut. Your shadow stretches, turning pitch black against the white snow. From the darkness, a massive wolf made of black smoke and red lightning surges out. Fenrir, rank A, is the size of a tank. Elena screams. James. Behind you. Fenrir ignores her. He launches himself at the ice giant. The giant swings its club. Fenrir vanishes in a flash of red sparks, appearing instantly behind the giant. Skill, shadow step.
Crunch.
Fenrir's jaws clamp around the giant's neck. The beast thrashes, but Fenrir's bite force is hydraulic. With a savage shake, Fenrir snaps the giant's neck. The massive body hits the snow. Fenrir stands on top of it, howls at the sky, and looks at you for approval. Elena is frozen, her hand covering her mouth. That's the Red Gate boss, isn't it? The one on the news? He works for us now, you say. Let's move. The grind. You summon Igris to join Fenrir. It becomes a race. Igris takes the ground, dueling giants blade to club. Fenrir takes the flanks and the air, leaping 20 feet up to snatch frost wyverns out of the sky. You don't even draw your swords often. You walk forward, soaking up the XP. Elena is hyperventilating slightly, casting buffs on the monsters, your monsters, instead of you. XP log. Ice giant slain, plus 1,200 XP. Wyvern slain, plus 1,500 XP. Ice giant slain, plus 1,200 XP. The experience bar flies upward. The boss, the Frost Monarch, False King. You reach the peak of the mountain. The boss is a frost giant Jarl, sitting on a throne of ice. He is armored in blue crystal. Rank, B+ elite. He stands up, summoning a blizzard that blinds the area.
Igris.
Fenrir. Pincer attack. Fenrir attacks from the left, biting the Jarl's arm to immobilize it. Igris attacks from the front, his greatsword clashing with the Jarl's ice axe. The Jarl is strong. He kicks Fenrir off and smashes Igris into a snowbank. He raises his axe to finish Igris. Not today. You activate stealth. You are already behind him. You jump off the Jarl's back, spinning in the air. Nightshade. Crosscut. Your black blades, invisible in the storm, shear through the back of the Jarl's knees. He collapses. Ignis. Drop. You summon your magma golem in midair above the fallen Jarl. Ignis falls like a meteor. Magma meets ice. Hisses. The thermal shock shatters the Jarl's armor. Igris recovers and delivers the final decapitation strike. The aftermath. The blizzard fades. Dungeon cleared. XP gained. 45,000. Level up. 13 to 15.
Loot.
Ice crystal core. $80,000. Frost giant's axe. Heavy weapon, sellable for $50,000. Elena's growth. She levels up twice. She is now firmly C rank in terms of mana capacity. Thursday evening. The status. You return to HQ. Beta team is back. They cleared their dungeons safely and brought in $30,000 in loot. It was a good day. Status update. Level. 15. Attribute points, 4 points, 2 per level. Wallet. $531,000 plus $130,000. Loot plus $30,000. Beta team. equals $691,000 credits. System gold. You check your balance. The red gate plus this run added up. Gold balance, 7,200 G. Level 15 milestone. You feel a shift in the system. System alert. New skill slot available. You can now learn a new class skill or purchase one from the store. The third sovereign, the Frost Giant. Before you leave the frozen peak, you stand over the shattered remains of the Frost Giant Jarl. The body is broken, but the mana is dense, cold, and heavy. Arise. The wind howls. The ice around the corpse cracks and turns black. A massive hand made of blue-black shadow grips the edge of the crater. The Jarl pulls himself up. He is enormous, standing 15 feet tall, clad in armor made of permafrost and shadow. He picks up a spectral version of his massive ice axe. Shadow extraction successful. Rank B+, Heavy Vanguard. Role Tank/Siege Breaker. Abilities: Ice Armor, High Physical Resistance. Blizzard Aura, slows enemies nearby. He kneels, the ground shaking under his weight. You need a name for him. Your name is Titan. Or you can rename him next turn.
He bows.
You now have a knight, Igris, a beast, Fenrir, and a giant, Titan. Your command structure is terrifying. Friday morning, logistics and wheels. Day 21. You are back in the city. The loot from the B-Rank gate has been processed. Wallet, $691,000 credits. You head to a specialized dealership that supplies private military contractors and guilds. You need to mobilize your growing army, the human one. The order: 2X armored passenger vans, 12-seater matte black, reinforced chassis, run-flat tires. For Team Beta and Alpha transport. 1X heavy-duty cargo van, for Team Charlie to haul ore and monster parts. I can give you the fleet discount, the dealer says, eyeing your guild badge. Transaction complete. Cost, minus $140,000. Wallet, $551,000 credits. You have the vans delivered to the HQ. Watching the Blue Horizon logo being stenciled onto the doors makes it feel real. You aren't just a freelancer anymore. You are an organization. Real estate inquiry. While the vans are being loaded by Team Charlie, you call the real estate agent about the HQ building. I like the space, you say. What's the buyout price? I'm tired of paying rent. The agent hesitates, checking the file. The owner knows the market in Sector 4 is heating up, especially with a new guild moving in. He's willing to let the deed go for $2.8 million credits. Analysis. Current funds, $551,000. Gap, $2.25 million. It's a steep hill, but with your ability to clear high B rank and potentially low A rank gates, it's not impossible. A few A rank cores would cover it. Status update. You sit in your office. You have vehicles, a massive army, and a target for your next financial milestone. Level 15. Attribute points for pending. You haven't assigned these yet. Wallet, $551,000. Gold, 7,200 G. Guild, fully operational. Friday morning, the General's Mantle. Day 22. You wake up feeling the weight of the gold in your system inventory. You don't wait. You open the store interface immediately. Purchase, the General's Cape. Transaction complete. Minus 5,000 gold. Remaining balance, 2,200 G. A heavy fabric materializes over your shoulders. It is a long, midnight blue cape with gold trim that seems to absorb light. It doesn't just hang, it floats slightly, reacting to your aura. Effect: Legion's Ward. All summoned units gain plus 5% defense and plus 10% regeneration speed while within 100 meters of the wearer. You look in the mirror. With the suit and the cape, you look less like a hunter and more like a sovereign. The daily and the ascendants. You hit the gym. The weights are terrified of you. Daily quest completed. Rewards, plus 3 attribute points. Stat distribution. You have 7 points for pending plus 3 daily. You distribute them as planned, plus 2 STR and plus 1 to all others. Stats updated. STR, 36 to 38. Approaching the tier limit. DX 33 to 34. Con 33 to 34. INT 35 to 36. WS 29 to 30. Tier Oracle. New passive Eye of Truth. You can now see the HP bars and exact mana levels of enemies and allies. You can sense intent, hostility/fear as a color aura around people. CHA 28 to 29. The deployment. You gather the guild in the parking lot. Gareth, take Beta and Charlie to Sector 9. Clear the Rat King's Warren, D-rank. Strip it clean. Yes, Guild Master. You watch the vans roll out. Then you turn to Elena. Get in the car. We're going hunting. Run 1. The Obsidian Tower, B-rank. Location. A twisting black tower rising from a volcanic crater. Enemies. Obsidian gargoyles, fire drakes. You step in. Titan. Front. Your new frost giant steps out. The temperature in the volcanic zone drops 20 degrees instantly. An obsidian gargoyle dives. Titan catches it with one hand and slams it into the floor, shattering its stone skin.
Igris.
Fenrir. Clean up. Igris and Fenrir blur past the giant. With the general's cape, you see a faint golden aura around them. They are moving faster, hitting harder. Igris takes a fireball to the chest plate. It leaves no mark. The boss, the Magma Lord. He throws a wave of lava. Titan steps forward and exhales a blizzard breath. The lava hardens into rock instantly. You dash across the solidified lava bridge. Nightshade. You decapitate the Lord before he can cast a second spell. Dungeon cleared. Loot. Obsidian cores, magma stones. Value, $180,000. Run to. The Sunken Temple, B-rank. You drive to the coast. The next gate is underwater, but has an air pocket interior. Enemies, Naga Royals, sea serpents. The Slaughter. This is where WIS 30 shines. You look at the Naga Royal guards. You see their HP bars hovering over their heads. You see their mana flowing to their tridents before they cast lightning. Dodge left. You command calmly. Elena steps left a second before a lightning bolt scorches the spot she was standing. How did you know? She gasps. I can see it, you reply. The boss, the Kraken spawn. A massive squid monster in the central pool. Fenrir leaps onto its face, tearing at its beak. Tumblr burrows into the temple floor and collapses the ceiling onto the beast. You finish it with a mana lance to the eye. Dungeon cleared. Loot. Kraken ink, high alch material, blue pearls. Value, $195,000. Friday evening. The Millionaire Checkpoint. You return to HQ. Beta team is unloading sacks of basic mana stones and goblin weapons. Safe run, boss, Gareth reports. Cleared $45,000 in market value. You sit at your desk and tally the day. Financial report. Wallet start, $551,000. Beta/Charlie run, plus $45,000 guild share. Your beer rank runs, plus $375,000. Total wallet, $971,000 credits. You are scratching at the door of 1 million credits. The building costs $2.8 million. You are 35% of the way there. Level report. The 2 beer rank clears pushed you over the threshold again. Level up. Level 15 to 17. Attribute points available, plus 4. Status. Level 17. Wallet, $971,000. Army dominant. Titan is a siege engine. Gold, 2,200 G. Saturday morning. The Golden Gavel. Day 23. You walk into the Sector 1 Imperial Auction House. This isn't the scrapyard exchange where freelancers dump goblin teeth. This is where guild masters trade empire-grade materials. You are wearing your suit and the general's cape, which you've toggled to be invisible to civilians, appearing as a simple trench coat, but radiating faint mana to those who know. You meet with your broker, a nervous elf named Mr. Vane. He inspects the jars of Kraken ink and the pulsating obsidian heart. Pure B-rank aquatic reagents, Vane mutters, checking the viscosity of the ink. And a volcanic heart. The mages at the Arcane Institute have been screaming for ink of this quality for their grimoires. He looks up, adjusting his glasses. I can bundle these immediately for a buy-it-now price, or we can wait for the bidding floor. I want liquidity, you say. Sell it now. Transaction complete. Kraken ink, high purity sold for $95,000. Obsidian heart, sold for $75,000. Total payout, $170,000. The millionaire milestone. Your phone buzzes with the bank notification. Bank of Sector 1. Deposit. Plus $170,000 credits. Previous balance, $971,000 credits. Current balance, $1,141,000 credits. You pause on the steps of the auction house. 1 million credits. A month ago, you were risking your life for $500 to pay rent. Now you have enough cash to buy a small fleet of cars, bribe a politician, or fully fund a B-rank raid. You are officially a player in the city's economy. The warning siren. As you check your balance, the air raid sirens across the city begin to wail. It's a sound you haven't heard since the Great War. Every screen in Times Square, the billboards, the TVs in the shop windows, the phones of the people walking by, turns bright crimson. Emergency broadcast, threat level, S-rank. Location, Sector 1, Central Park. Status, dungeon break imminent. Estimated time to break, 48 hours. Civilian evacuation ordered for Sectors 1, 2, and 3. All guilds A-rank and above are conscripted. The crowd panics. People start running. The S-rank rumor wasn't a rumor. It's an apocalypse event. The War Room. You speed back to Blue Horizon HQ in Sector 4, safe zone. Elena and the teams are gathered around the TV. James. Elena runs up. Did you see it? An S-rank break. The association is calling everyone. Even C-rank guilds are being asked to provide perimeter support. You look at the map. Sector 1 is where the auction house is, where the rich live. If an S-rank boss gets out, it won't just destroy Sector 1. It will flatten the city. Analysis. You are level 17. Your army is B-rank elite. You are strong, but an S-rank boss is a catastrophe. However, chaos is a ladder. A dungeon break means thousands of monsters spilling into the streets. It means unlimited XP, unlimited shadow extraction potential, and if you survive, the kind of fame that builds empires. Status check. Level 17. Points for pending from leveling. Wallet, $1,141,000. Army ready. Saturday afternoon. The Iron Skin. Day 23. You feel the urgency of the impending catastrophe. You dump all 4 attribute points into Constitution. If you're going to stand on the front lines of an S-rank break, you need to be able to take a hit from a god. Stats updated. Con. 34 to 38. Tier. Juggernaut. Effect. Your skin is now denser than industrial steel. Small caliber bullets would likely bruise you, but not penetrate. Your stamina is effectively infinite for combat under 12 hours. Defensive orders. Fortress Sector 4. You gather the guild at Blue Horizon HQ. The city outside is in chaos. Cars gridlocked, sirens wailing. Listen up, you shout, your CHA-29 silencing the room. We are not evacuating. We are digging in. You turn to Gareth, beta team leader. Gareth, barricade the street. Use the guild vans. Anything that tries to enter this block that isn't a human gets put down. You hold the perimeter. You turn to Elena. You are in charge of the HQ. Keep the lights on. If the beta team gets overwhelmed, you retreat to the panic room in the basement. Do not come looking for me. Elena grabs your arm. James, they're calling for A-ranks. You're listed as C-rank. If you go to Sector 1, they'll put you in the cannon fodder line. I'll be fine, you say, adjusting your general's cape. I'm bringing the army. The front lines, Sector 1. You ride a motorcycle, weaving through the traffic jam, to the Central Park exclusion zone. The military has set up a massive perimeter. Tanks, artillery, and hundreds of hunters are gathering. You walk up to the registration tent. The line is full of terrified sea and deer anchors being conscripted for crowd control. You bypass them and walk to the Vanguard/high rank desk. The officer looks at your ID. Blue Horizon? C rank guild. You're in the wrong line, son. Crowd control is back there. I'm volunteering for the kill zone, you say calmly. The officer laughs tiredly. Look, kid, we have the White Tiger Guild, the Reapers, and the Knights handling the boss. We don't need. Arise. You cast a shadow. Igris rises from the floor behind you, towering over the officer. The Black Knight emits a killing intent that makes the soldiers nearby reach for their rifles. Titan, Frost Giant, begins to materialize, his head brushing the top of the tent, lowering the temperature until the officer's coffee freezes. The officer goes pale. He picks up his radio, his hand shaking. Command, we have a situation at the North Gate. Marking Blue Horizon as a heavy asset. Clear them for the inner circle. The staging area. You are directed to the elite camp inside the park. This is where the A-rankers and guild masters are sharpening their weapons. You see the White Tiger Guild Master, a massive man with white hair, sharpening a great sword. You see the Reaper Guild, a team of assassins in stealth suits. They all look at you, the unknown in the gray suit with the monsters standing guard. System alert. Time to break, 12 hours. You have 12 hours before hell opens up. You have $1.14 million credits. You are sitting in the elite camp, surrounded by vendors and high-tier smiths selling emergency supplies. The calm before the storm. Day 23:11 and 59 seconds p.m. You choose to rely on your own power. You stand in the center of the elite camp, the only person not wearing heavy plating. You are in a charcoal suit, your general's cape billowing invisibly behind you, hands in your pockets. The other guild masters watch you. Thomas Andre, White Tiger Guild Master, walks past, his massive shield slung over his back. He glances at your lack of armor. Bold, he grunts. Or stupid. We'll find out soon. You check your status one last time. Con. 38, Juggernaut. Your skin is tougher than the armor they are selling. Mana, full. Army, primed. System alert. Time to break. Midnight. The break. The sky above Central Park tears open. It doesn't swirl like a gate. It shatters like glass. A massive hole in reality, easily 2 miles wide, hangs over the city. For a second, there is silence. Then they fall. Thousands of black dots rain from the portal. As they get closer, you see what they are. Enemies. The Zerg-type insectoids. Soldier ants, C-rank size of cars. Razor mandibles. Winged drones. B-rank flying horrors spitting acid. General guards, A-rank bipedal, armored, intelligent. It is a swarm. A living tide of chitin and hunger. Fire. The military artillery opens up. Tank shells explode in the sky, vaporizing hundreds of insects. But thousands more break through the smoke, landing in the park with earth-shaking thuds. The first wave. The front line collapses instantly. The C-rank and D-rank hunters assigned to crowd control are screaming. The soldier ants are tearing through the barricades. A massive soldier ant charges your position. You don't move. Titan steps in front of you. The frost giant roars and stomps. Splat. The C-rank ant is reduced to green paste under Titan's boot. Blue Horizon. You speak into your comms, though only your shadows are listening. Advance. The shadow tide. You cast your shadow forward. It expands, covering the manicured grass of Central Park. All units. Hunt. Igris takes the center. He is a whirlwind of red lightning. He cuts through the exoskeletons of the ants like they're made of paper. Fenrir takes the air. He leaps from Titan's shoulder, growing to full size in midair, and snatches a winged drone out of the sky, crushing it in his jaws. Tumblr erupts from the ground, creating a sinkhole that swallows 20 ants at once. The infantry, your orcs, skeletons, and Naga myrmidons swarm out. They are outnumbered 50-1, but they are immortal. When an orc is ripped apart, it reforms 10 seconds later, angrier than before. The Battle of Central Park. You are walking through hell. Acid sprays the ground near you. A stray claw rakes your shoulder. Damage nullified. Your CON-38 skin barely registers the scratch. You brush the dust off your suit. You draw your nightshade swords. You aren't just commanding, you are farming. Every kill is XP. The density is insane. Corpse explosion. You target a pile of dead ants near the White Tiger frontline.
Boom.
Purple fire clears a path for the struggling tank unit. The White Tiger hunters look back, stunned, seeing you walking through the fire. System alert. XP gained, plus 55,000. Level up, $17 / Rytero $18. XP gained, plus 40,000. Level up, $18 / Rytero $19. You are power leveling in the middle of an apocalypse. The threat emerges. The sky darkens further. The small fry have landed. Now the commanders are coming. 3 massive figures drop from the portal. The Royal Guards, A rank. They are bipedal ants, standing 20 feet tall, wielding spears made of black organic bone. They emit a screech that paralyzes the lower rank hunters. One of them lands directly in front of Thomas Andre and his team. The White Tiger Guild Master raises his shield, buckling under the impact. Another lands near the Reaper Guild, slicing a stealth assassin in half before he can move. The third one lands in front of you. It chitters, sensing your mana. It points a spear at you. Boss stats. Type: Ant Royal Guard. Rank: A Elite. Speed: Hypersonic. Tactical decision. The Royal Guard is fast. Faster than Titan. Faster than you. It lunges. The immovable object. The Royal Guard thrusts its black bone spear. The attack breaks the sound barrier, creating a sonic boom that shatters the windows of the nearby buildings. It is a strike meant to pierce tank armor. You don't dodge. You don't blink. You raise your left hand.
Boom.
The impact is like a grenade going off. A shockwave of dust and debris explodes outward, flattening the grass for 50 meters. The nearby hunters cover their eyes. When the dust clears, there is silence. You are standing in a crater of cracked asphalt. Your feet have sunk 3 inches into the ground, but you haven't moved back a single inch. Your hand is wrapped around the tip of a spear, stopping it dead inches from your chest. The kinetic energy ripples through your suit, dissipating harmlessly against your CON-38 skin. You feel a dull thud in your shoulder, like a firm pat on the back. That's it. The Ant Royal Guard chitters, confused. It tries to pull the spear back. It can't. Your grip strength, STR-38, is absolute. Is that it? You ask. The wolf's feast. The ant screeches, mandibles clicking in panic. It releases the spear to strike with its claws. Too late. Fenrir. A shadow blots out the sky above the ant. Fenrir, your A-rank wolf, drops from the smoke. He lands on the Royal Guard's shoulders, his mass driving the insect to its knees. Fenrir doesn't bite, he tears. With a savage wrench of his neck, Fenrir rips the ant's head clean off its armored shoulders. Green blood sprays like a fire hose, coating your suit, which immediately wicks it off thanks to its high-grade enchantment. You toss the severed spear aside. System alert. Target eliminated. Ant Royal Guard, A rank. XP gained, 65,000. Level up, 19 to 20. The Shadow Guard. You look at the headless corpse of the Royal Guard. This is an A rank unit. You need it. Arise. The shadow rides. The head reforms from black smoke. The Royal Guard stands up, now jet black with purple neon lines tracing its carapace. It picks up its spear and kneels. Shadow extraction successful. Unit, Shadow Guard rank A. Role, Elite Lancer / Duelist. Name, Baru, or generic Guard 1 until named. Let's go with Lancer for now. You gesture to the battlefield. Go help the White Tigers. They're struggling. Lancer blurs away, moving faster than the eye can track, intercepting a drone that was about to melt Thomas Andre's healers. The sky falls, the Queen. The battlefield pauses. The ground vibrates. The massive portal in the sky pulses one last time. Something enormous begins to descend. It isn't an ant. It's a hive queen. She is the size of a skyscraper. Wings that span city blocks. A lower body swollen with eggs that are hatching midair. Threat level, S rank, catastrophe. She lands in the center of the park. The impact creates an earthquake that knocks every hunter not named James Bishop off their feet. She lets out a psionic scream.
Scree.
Hunters clutch their heads, bleeding from the ears. Boss ability, psionic domination. Weaker minds are paralyzed with fear. C rank and below hunters faint instantly. System check. Mental defense. INT 30, 6 plus WIS 30. Result, immune. The scream sounds like annoying static to you. The final stand. The queen looks down. She sees the army of humans. She sees the tanks. Then she sees you. She sees the shadow spreading from your feet, a shadow that contains Igris, Titan, Fenrir, and Lancer. She recognizes a rival monarch. She points a massive, scythe-like limb at you. The thousands of remaining ants stop fighting the other guilds and turn toward Blue Horizon. She is focusing the entire swarm on you. Thomas Andre, White Tiger GM, stumbles to his feet nearby, wiping blood from his nose. Bishop, he roars over the chaos.
Fall back.
You can't tank the whole swarm. We need to regroup. Decision time. You are level 20. Your stats are god tier for a human. You have an A rank squad. The queen is open, but she is surrounded by a wall of 5,000 elite ants. The monarch's declaration. Thomas Andre is screaming for a retreat. The Reaper Guild is vanishing into stealth. The military is pulling back the tanks. You stand firm. You look at the swarm of 5,000 insects blocking your path to the queen. Retreat, you say, your voice amplified by the onyx ring, cutting through the battlefield noise. I'm just getting started. You spread your arms. You push your INT 36 to its absolute limit, flooding the park with a suffocating darkness. My legion, hear me. Arise. The black tide. The ground erupts. It doesn't just spawn soldiers, it spawns a wave. The vanguard, Titan, Frost Giant, rises, roaring a blizzard that freezes the front line of ants instantly. The elites, Igris, Lancer, Baru, Ignis, and Alpha materialize in a phalanx. The horde, every orc, naga, skeleton, and wolf you have ever collected bursts from the shadow. Even the fodder you picked up in D-rank dungeons rise, their eyes glowing blue. Charge. Your army slams into the insect swarm. It is chaos. Your orc berserkers are ripped apart by the ants, but they reform seconds later and bite back. Titan wades through the crowd, swinging his ice axe like a golf club, sending dozens of ants flying into the air. Lancer is a blur, decapitating his former kin before they can react. The spearhead. You don't watch. You move. Fenrir. The massive wolf lowers a shoulder. You vault onto his back.
To the queen.
Fenrir launches forward. He runs over the swarm, using the backs of the ants as stepping stones. Red lightning arcs from his paws, frying the smaller drones. Igris runs alongside you on the ground, his greatsword acting as a propeller, clearing the path of anything that tries to jump at you. Thomas Andre watches from the back line, his mouth hanging open. That's not a summoner, he mutters. That's a one-man guild. The Queen's Wrath. The Hive Queen sees you coming. The little human riding the wolf. She screeches. Her abdomen pulses. Attack incoming. Acid rain. She sprays a massive volley of pressurized acid directly at you. It melts concrete. It dissolves tanks. Titan. Shield. Your frost giant leaps. He doesn't block it, he catches it. Titan throws his massive body in front of Fenrir. The acid hits his ice armor. Steam explodes, blinding everyone. Titan roars in pain as his armor melts, but he holds the line.
Now.
You burst through the steam cloud. You are untouched. Fenrir leaps. You are airborne. You are face to face with the queen. She is the size of a building. Her compound eyes reflect your burning blue aura. She tries to stab you with her scythe legs. Nightshade. Shadow dance. You jump off her attacking leg, running up her limb. Dex 34. You are a blur. You reach her head. The Kingslayer. You plant your feet on her carapace. You grip your black swords in a reverse hold. You channel STR-38. You activate Force. You activate Corpse Explosion on the ants clinging to her legs below to destabilize her.
Die.
You drive the swords down. They sink to the hilt. You don't stop. You drag them down, running vertically down her face, carving a 20-foot canyon in her skull. Scree. The scream is cut short. You backflip off her falling body as purple brain matter sprays the air. The Queen crashes. The impact registers as a 4.0 earthquake. System alert. Target eliminated. Hive Queen S rank. XP gained 250,000. Solo kill bonus. Level up 20 to 21. Level up 21 to 22. Level up 22 to 23. The silence. The Queen dies. Instantly, the thousands of remaining ants freeze. Without the hive mind, they are just mindless animals. They scatter, running into the sewers or being mopped up by the military. You land on the grass. You are covered in purple gore. Your army vanishes back into your shadow, leaving only the silence. The surviving hunters of the White Tiger and Reaper guilds walk slowly toward you. They form a circle, weapons lowered. They aren't looking at you like a hero. They are looking at you like a god. Thomas Andre steps forward. He looks at the dead queen, then at you. Bishop, he grunts. You realize what you just did? You just soloed a catastrophic event. I had help, you say, nodding to your shadow. Extraction, the crown jewel. You turn to the queen. Her massive corpse is already dissolving into black smoke. This is it, the S-rank soul. Extraction chance. Target, S-rank queen. User, level 23, Shadow Monarch. Odds, very low. She is a Monarch tier entity. You have 3 chances. Attempt 1. Arise. The smoke ripples. A massive claw forms, then shatters. Failed. Attempt 2. You focus. You assert your will. I am the one who killed you. Serve me. Arise. The smoke forms ahead. It screams a defiance and disperses. Failed. Attempt 3. Final. You feel the connection slipping. You need to dominate her. You release your full Monarch's aura. The pressure forces the nearby A-rank hunters to their knees. You don't ask. You command. Arise. The smoke stops swirling. It turns solid. It shrinks. The massive building-sized monster condenses. It compresses down, becoming denser, darker. A figure steps out of the black smoke. She is humanoid now. 7 feet tall. Clad in armor made of black chitin and royal purple silk. She has wings like a dragonfly and eyes that burn with cold blue loyalty. She kneels. She offers you her scythe. Shadow extraction successful. Unit, Insect Queen, rank S. Role, High Mage / Summoner / Commander. Ability, Hive Mind. She can control your insect units, Lancer, and spawn infinite shadow ants as fodder. Status update, post-war. You stand in the ruin of Central Park. Level, 23. Attribute points, 6 available. 3 levels. Wallet, $1.14 million. Loot, Queen's Gel, Legendary Crafting, S-Rank Core, Value, Priceless / $10M+. Army, Igris, Fenrir, Titan, Baru, Lancer, Queen. You are effectively a nation-level power. The world reacts. Cameras are flashing. Helicopters are circling. The secret is out. Blue Horizon is the strongest guild in the city. The ghost of Central Park. The reporters break through the military cordon. Microphones extended like spears. Who are you? Are you a national-level hunter? Show us your face. Thomas Andre steps toward you, perhaps to thank you, perhaps to ask you to join his guild. You don't give them the chance. Stealth. You activate the Nightshade passive. To the cameras, you simply dissolve into the smoke of the dying queen. By the time the wind clears the dust, The spot where you stood is empty. The S-rank core and the loot are already in your inventory. You walk past the frantic news crews, invisible and silent, your general's cape dampening the sound of your footsteps. You leave the glory to the others. You have what you came for. Sunday morning. The world changes. Day 24. You're sitting in your office at Blue Horizon HQ. The blinds are drawn. On the TV, every channel is playing the same grainy footage, a blurry figure riding a lightning wolf, decapitating a building-sized insect. The headlines: The Phantom Monarch, who saved Sector 1? White Tiger Guild stock drops 15%. Blue Horizon Guild listed as person of interest by association. Elena walks in. She isn't holding coffee this time. She's holding a bottle of expensive whiskey. She looks at you, then at the TV, then back at you. The phone lines are melted, James. Every guild in the country is trying to call us. The association wants a debrief. The mayor wants a photo op. Tell them I'm busy, you say. The spoils of war. You place the S-rank core on your desk. It doesn't glow. It sucks the light out of the room. It is a sphere of absolute void. You also place the Queen's Gel, a shimmering purple substance. Appraisal. S-rank core. Estimated value: $12 million to $15 million credits. Queen's Gel can be crafted into S-rank armor or a staff. You're not just rich. You are by the neighborhood rich. The Court of Shadows. You need to organize your new acquisitions. You enter the basement training room. You lock the door. Arise. Your new heavy hitters materialize. The Ant Royal Guard, Lancer the A-rank speedster. The Hive Queen, Mage/Summoner the S-rank ruler. They kneel. The Queen's presence is overwhelming, her magical energy making the lights flicker. Naming ceremony. They need names to fully bond and unlock their potential. The Queen, she is regal, terrifying, and commands the hive. Suggestions: Kana, Vesper, Evening/Wasp. Legion. The Lancer, he is twitchy, brutally fast, and loyal. Suggestions: Baru the Classic. Stinger. Needle. Status update. Level: 23. Attribute points: 6 available. Wallet: $1.14 million liquid, /$15 million assets. The Court of Shadows. You stand in the training room, the air heavy with the presence of your elite guard. Your name is Baru, you tell the twitching ant lancer. The insect chitters, dropping to one knee. His loyalty is absolute, his instincts sharpened by a name that echoes the original Shadow Army. And you turn to the S-rank sovereign. You are Vesper. The Queen bows, her dragonfly wings shimmering. As you command, my king. The Universal Ascension. Attribute distribution. You apply your 6 points evenly, reinforcing every aspect of your being. Stats updated. STR: 38 to 39. DX: 34 to 35. Con: 38 to 39. 1 point away from the Titan tier. INT: 36 to 37. WS: 30 to 31. CHA: 29 to 30. Tier: Ruler. New passive: Dominion. Your voice can now command weak-willed NPCs/enemies directly, bypassing combat checks. The Sale of the Century. You leave Vesper and Baru to guard the HQ and head to the National Hunter Exchange. You request a meeting with the director. You place the S-rank Void Core on the mahogany table. The director, a man who has seen billions in assets, takes off his glasses. His hands tremble slightly. A null void core, he whispers. This is clean energy for an entire city block for a decade. Or a battery for a helicarrier. Price, you ask. The market cap is usually $12 million. I'll give you $14 million if you sign an exclusivity deal for future S-rank drops. You sign. Transaction complete. Deposit. Plus $14,000,000 credits. Current balance: $15,140,000 credits. Immediate action. You pull up the real estate listing on your phone. Transfer $2,800,000 to the landlord. Status: Blue Horizon HQ is now fully owned. The Master Smith, the Abyssal Armor. You have one stop left. You take the Queen's Gel to Hephaestus Works, the only forge in the city capable of handling S-rank materials. The Master Smith, a dwarf named Gore, looks at the purple gel. Insect Queen Ichor, he grunts. Lightweight. Magic-resistant. Self-repairing. You want a suit? I want something that fits my class, you say. Stealth. Command. Durability. He works for 6 hours. You pay the $500,000 crafting fee without blinking. Item acquired. Name. Vestments of the Hive Monarch. Rank S. Type. Light armor/combat suit.
Stats.
Phys def. Plus 200. Mag def. Plus 400 Queen's resistance. Passive. Chitin weave. Automatically hardens on impact. Active. Wings of Esper. Can manifest temporary shadow wings for short-duration flight. You put it on. It morphs to fit you perfectly. A sleek, dark purple and black combat suit that looks like a second skin. It fits under your trench coat or can be worn openly as battle armor. Monday morning. The Empire rises. Day 25. You walk into your own building. You have $11.8 million in the bank. You are wearing S-rank armor. You have an S-rank shadow soldier. Elena meets you at the door. James, the news. The association. They aren't asking anymore. They're demanding. She points to the window. A black government limousine is parked outside. An agent in a suit is waiting. The chairman of the Hunter Association wants to see you. Personally. Status check. Level 23. Wallet $11,840,000. Army. Vesper. Baru. Igris. Titan. Fenrir. The chairman summons. You nod to Elena. Hold the fort. I'll be back. You step out of the HQ. The agent opens the back door of the limousine. The interior smells of old leather and power. The ride is silent. You use Eye of Truth, WS-31, on the driver and the agent. Agent, level 35, A-rank assassin. Hidden daggers. Driver, level 40, A-rank tank. Intent, neutral/guarded. They aren't here to kill you. They are here to ensure you don't kill the chairman. The top floor. You arrive at the association headquarters. The elevator takes you to the penthouse, a floor reserved for the chairman and national-level threats. Chairman Gogunhee, or his equivalent in this world, let's call him Chairman Matsumoto, stands by the floor-to-ceiling window. He is an elderly man with the build of a retired heavyweight boxer. His presence feels like a mountain. Scan. Rank S. Status. Aging/mana hearts leaking. James Bishop, Matsumoto says, turning around. He doesn't offer a hand. He offers a file. We have satellite footage of Central Park. We have the thermal readings. You generated enough mana to power the eastern seaboard. He tosses the file on his desk. It contains photos of Baru, Vesper, and Titan. The official report says the White Tiger Guild cleared the break. But we both know Thomas Andre was on his knees. What do you want, Chairman? You ask, sitting down without being invited. I want to know if you are a threat, he says bluntly. A C-rank hunter who can solo an S-rank break is unprecedented. Are you a reawakened? Something like that, you reply. The proposition. The chairman leans forward. The association cannot let a nuclear weapon walk around labeled as a firecracker. We need to update your license. The offer. Official reevaluation. You undergo the mana measurement test publicly. S-rank status. You will be the 10th S-rank hunter in the country. Privileges. Access to restricted zones, diplomatic immunity, and a $10 million monthly stipend. The catch. S-rank hunters can be drafted for national defense missions. However, Matsumoto adds, his eyes narrowing. I have a specific mission in mind. There is a double dungeon in Sector 9. It has been dormant for 10 years. Recently, it started humming. The mana signature matches yours. Your heart skips a beat. Double dungeon. The system's origin? The ultimatum. I will fast-track your S-rank license, Matsumoto says. But I need you to investigate that dungeon. My other S ranks are too loud, too destructive. You are a shadow. Status update. Wallet, $11.8 million. Influence, growing rapidly. Quest triggered. Origin of the Monarch. The unveiling. You stand up, buttoning your jacket over your hidden S-rank armor. Set it up, you tell the chairman. I'm tired of being underestimated. But if I pass, the double dungeon is mine. Solo. No interference. Matsumoto smiles, a predator recognizing another predator. Agreed. The press will be ready in 1 hour. The Hall of Awakening. 1 hour later. The association's testing center is packed. It's usually quiet, but rumors fly fast. The gallery is filled with reporters, guild scouts, and the guild masters of the Big Three, White Tiger, Reaper's Knights. They are all here to see if the ghost of Central Park is real. You walk onto the testing floor. The device is a massive obsidian monolith, the Manometer, Type S. It is designed to measure power up to the theoretical limit of a human soul. The technician sweats. Mr. Bishop, please place your hand on the sphere. Release your mana slowly. The measurement you step up. You don't look at the crowd. You look at the black stone.
You place your hand on it.
You open the floodgates of the Shadow Monarch. Hum. Usually, the sphere glows blue. Yours glows vantablack. The darkness inside the sphere swirls like a black hole, sucking the light out of the room. The floor begins to vibrate. Shadows in the corners of the room stretch toward you, as if bowing. The numbers on the screen spin violently. Mana capacity. 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. Crack. A spiderweb fracture appears on the obsidian sphere. The technician screams, "Cut the power!" "Too late," you whisper. Shatter. The sphere explodes into dust. The screen flickers and displays a single message in red error text. Measurement failed. Target exceeds system limits. Classification. S-rank. National level threat. The 10th S-rank. Silence reigns in the hall. Then the chairman steps up to the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, it is confirmed. James Bishop is officially recognized as the country's 10th S-rank hunter. The flashbulbs blind you. The room erupts into chaos. Thomas Andre, White Tiger, grins from the balcony.
He broke the machine.
I like him. Cha Hayan, or the local equivalent, let's say Alice from the Night Guild, stares intently, sensing the darkness of your mana. The aftermath, the lobby. You exit the stage. You are instantly surrounded. Mr. Bishop. Will you join a guild? Mr. Bishop. Are you single? Elena pushes through the crowd with a security team, your beta team, looking overwhelmed but fierce. Back off. Official guild business. She drags you into the waiting limo. She is hyperventilating. James, our website just crashed. We have 10,000 applications. And stock in Blue Horizon, which isn't even public yet, is trading on the gray market for millions. Status update. Class. S-rank hunter. Reputation. Legendary. Wallet. $11.8 million. New asset. S-rank ID card. Black Platinum. Grants unrestricted travel and access to the National Armory. The mission. The Double Dungeon. You return to the quiet of your office. The fame is noise. The mission is real. Chairman Matsumoto sent the coordinates to your encrypted tablet. Location. Sector 9 subway tunnels. Code name. The Temple of Cartinon. Description. A hidden dungeon inside a deer-ink gate. The report says a team entered 10 years ago and saw statues that moved. No one survived. This is it. The place where the system likely originated. Or where it hides its secrets. Preparation. You are going solo. But this is a dungeon of rules. Strength alone might not work. The Archive of the Dead. You transfer $500,000 to a specialized deep intel broker known only as the Librarian. I need everything on the Sector 9 incident from 10 years ago. You message. Not the police report. The real report. 2 hours later, a courier bike drops a sealed hard drive at your HQ. Transaction complete. Wallet. $11,340,000 credits. The dossier. Project Cartinon. You plug the drive into your secure terminal. It contains scanned images of a blood-stained journal and a few grainy photos taken by a helmet cam before the feed cut out. Source: the journal of a D-rank healer found near the entrance, who died of shock shortly after being rescued. The 3 keys. The handwriting is frantic, but you decipher 3 distinct warnings about the King of Statues. The eyes of the king.
He watches.
If you stand tall, he burns you. You must show respect. You must lower your head. You must kneel. Analysis: the boss attacks those who stand. The countermeasure is likely bowing/prostrating. The orchestra. The ones with the instruments, they are not decoration. Silence is death. We have to make noise. We have to join the song. Analysis: there are statues holding instruments. You likely need to interact with them or stand near them to survive a specific phase. The altar of fire. Don't run. The doors are a lie. Only the altar is safe. Blue flames. Wait for the blue flames to die. It tests your courage. Analysis: there is a trap phase where running leads to death. The solution involves staying in a specific zone, the altar, despite the danger. The survivor's final note. It smiles. God help us, the statue smiles. The preparation. You close the file. You have the cheat codes. Rule 1. Worship, bow. Rule 2. Praise, music. Rule 3. Prove faith, endurance. You look at your reflection in the black screen. You are the shadow monarch. Bowing to a false king will be insulting. But if it gets you the answers you need, you'll play the game. Tuesday night. The descent. Day 26. You arrive at the Sector 9 subway station. The police have cordoned it off, but your S-rank ID gets you through the tape without a word. You walk down the damp tracks. The air gets colder. The mana density spikes, not the chaotic red of a gate, but the heavy, structured blue of a system dungeon. You find the door. Massive. Double-winged. Decorated with intricate carvings of knights and demons. It hums when you touch it. Everyone stand by. You whisper to your shadow. Igris, Baru, Vesper, Titan, Fenrir. They are all waiting in the void, ready to burst out. You push the doors open. The Temple of Cartinon. The room is colossal. Torchlight flickers, revealing hundreds of stone statues lining the walls. Some hold swords, some shields, some instruments. At the far end, sitting on a throne that reaches the ceiling, is the architect. A massive stone giant with glowing eyes. System alert. You have entered the hidden dungeon. Quest: Courage of the Weak. Objective: survive the trial. The massive stone doors slam shut behind you. The architect's eyes glow crimson. The beam charges. Phase 1. The worship. The architect looks at you. The air heats up. He is about to fire a laser that vaporizes S-rank shields. Quick time event. You have the intel. You know what to do. The false worship. The crimson light in the giant's eyes reaches critical mass. The air smells of ozone. You grit your teeth. You are a monarch, but you are here for answers, not an ego fight. You drop to one knee. You lower your head, staring at the stone floor. Warp. The high-pitched whine of the laser dies down. The red light fades from the room, returning to the flickering orange of the torches. You look up. The architect statue is looking down at you. And, just as the journal predicted, it is smiling. A wide, carved, grotesque grin that stretches from ear to ear. Phase 2. The hymn.
Boom.
The entire room shakes. The architect statue stands up. It is 100 feet tall. When it moves, dust rains from the ceiling. It takes a step toward you.
Thud.
Simultaneously, the smaller statues lining the walls, the ones with swords, shields, and spears, begin to animate. They step off their pedestals, their stone joints grinding. The intel. Silence is death. We have to make noise. We have to join the song. You scan the room with eye of truth. The weapon statues. They are hostile. Red auras. They are advancing to kill you. The instrument statues. located in the corners of the room. A harpist, a drummer, a flutist. They are stationary. They have yellow neutral auras. The architect raises a stone foot to crush you like a bug. You have seconds. You need to get to an instrument statue to satisfy the praise condition. Tactical map. You are in the center. Architect is right on top of you. Harpist. Far left, blocked by shield statues. Drummer. Far right, clear path, but further away. Choir. Behind the architect, too risky. The wings of the lancer. The massive stone foot of the architect blocks out the ceiling. It is falling fast. Baru. Scree. Your shadow rips open. The insect lancer explodes outward, his wings blurring into a frenzy. He doesn't ask questions. He reacts to the threat of his king being crushed. Baru snatches you by the back of your armored suit.
Zoom.
He accelerates from 0 to Mach 1 in a fraction of a second. The G-force would kill a normal human, but your Con 39 barely registers it.
Boom.
The architect's foot slams into the ground where you were standing a millisecond ago. The impact sends a shockwave of dust and stone shrapnel across the room, knocking over several smaller weapon statues. You are already gone. Baru weaves through the air, dodging a swinging stone sword from a guardian statue, and drops you gently in front of the stone harpist in the far left corner. The Song of Stone. As soon as your feet touch the designated zone, the harpist's stone fingers begin to move.
Strum.
A beautiful, haunting melody echoes through the cavern. The other instrument statues join in. The drummer beats a rhythm. The flutist plays a high note. The effect is instant. The architect statue freezes mid-step. Its eyes dim from angry red to a neutral orange. It steps back, returning to its throne, though it does not sit. It simply watches. The weapon statues grind to a halt. You catch your breath. Baru hovers protectively over you, his mandibles clicking at the giant statue. Shall I rip its eyes out, my king? Not yet, you say. One more test. Phase 3. The Altar of Faith. The center of the room changes. An altar rises from the floor. The intel. Blue flames. Wait for the blue flames to die. It tests your courage. The doors to the dungeon creak open. It looks like an exit. You can see the subway tunnel outside. But the altar is surrounded by a circle of blue fire. Objective. You must stand on the altar. But there is a catch. As soon as you step on it, the statues will likely move again. The blue flames are a timer. You have to stay inside the circle while impending doom approaches, trusting that the flames will save you if you don't run. You walk to the center. You step onto the altar. Baru, Vesper, Igris, Titan, and Fenrir gather around you in a defensive circle. The trap, red flames ignite around the room. The statues begin to close in. But this time, the architect opens its mouth. It speaks in a voice that sounds like grinding tectonic plates. Choose. A panel appears before you on the altar. It isn't a combat check. It's a system menu. Trial of the Successor. The Shadow Monarch's power was born from death, but it seeks a purpose. Why do you fight? 3 archaic runes appear, representing choices. The statues are getting closer. The blue timer is ticking down. Option 1. Dominion. Philosophy. You fight to rule. To control. To impose order on chaos. Reward. Enhances your ruler's authority and army command skills. Mass buffs. Option 2. Destruction. Philosophy. You fight to destroy the threats. To burn the world clean. Reward. Enhances your personal combat power, stats, crit, damage. Option 3. Protection. Philosophy. You fight to save. To shield the weak, Elena, guild, city. Reward. Enhances defense, healing, mana regeneration. The statues are 10 feet away. The stone swords are raised. You must choose a path for your monarch class to evolve. Which rune do you touch? The Monarch's Oath. You reach out and place your hand on the protection rune. It glows with a soft, brilliant white light, contrasting sharply with the dark purple of your shadows. I fight for what I can save, you whisper. The resolution. The timer hits midnight. The blue flames surrounding the altar flare up, turning into a towering pillar of azure fire. The weapon statues swing their blades. The swords come down and shatter against the blue fire. System alert. Trial completed. Path chosen. The sovereign of sanctuary. The blue fire doesn't burn you. It washes over you, warm and comforting. It sinks into your skin, mixing with the darkness of the shadow monarch. The statues crumble into dust. The architect on the throne slowly claps his massive stone hands. Interesting, the grinding voice echoes. The previous king sought only destruction. You seek to shield the fragile. A heavy burden for a shadow. The rewards. The architect begins to dissolve. He isn't dying, he is returning to the system. A series of notifications flood your vision. Hidden quest completed. Courage of the weak. Rewards. New title. Guardian of the Abyss. Class skill evolution. Shadow exchange to Shadow Gate. New ultimate skill. Monarch's domain. Sanctuary. Bonus. Heart of the Monarch. Fully unlocked. Analysis of new powers. Title. Guardian of the Abyss. Effect. When fighting to protect others, guild members, civilians, all stats plus 15%. Effect. Your shadow soldiers gain a bodyguard mode, taking 50% reduced damage when intercepting attacks meant for you or allies. Skill. Shadow Gate. You no longer just swap places. You can open a stable portal between shadows, allowing allies or an army to travel instantly. Mass transport. Ultimate. Monarch's domain. Sanctuary. Effect. You expand your shadow over a massive area, 1 kilometer radius. Inside this domain, allies regenerate health/mana rapidly, and enemies suffer constant despair. Debuff. Cost. High mana drain per second. The departure. The dungeon begins to collapse. The system is done with this location. The architect's final words echo as the throne room fades. Prepare yourself, vessel. The other monarchs are waking up, and they do not share your compassion. You turn to your shadows. Baru. Get us out. Baru grabs you. Vesper shields you. You fly through the crumbling tunnel and burst out into the Sector 9 subway station just as the hidden gate implodes behind you. Wednesday morning. The new king. Day 27. You stand in your office, looking at the city. You went in a C rank on paper. You came out in S rank with the power to protect a city. Status update. Class. Shadow Monarch. Guardian type. Level. 23. Wallet. $11.34 million. Army. Igris. Baru. Vesper. Titan. Fenrir plus Legion. The situation. Your S rank announcement has changed everything. The guild, Blue Horizon, is flooded with 10,000 applications. Elena is hiring HR staff just to handle the emails. The government, you have a national defense contract pending. The threat, the architect mentioned other monarchs. You are not the only player in this game. The Legion rises. Wednesday afternoon, the mobilization. You give the order. Open the floodgates. I want 1,000 personnel on the payroll by Friday. Blue Horizon HQ transforms from a quiet office into a military processing center. With your S-rank status and $11.3 million in liquid capital, you don't just hire, you absorb. Recruitment stats. Combat Division, 600 hunters. Alpha Battalion, A-rank and B-rank elites, recruited from failing guilds. Beta/Gamma Battalions, C-rank and D-rank grinders. Logistics Division, 400 personnel. The Harvesters, specialized mining teams equipped with industrial mana drills. Support, healers, analysts, drivers, and magical engineers. You buy the warehouse next door. Then the one across the street. By Friday, Blue Horizon occupies an entire city block in Sector 4. The logo, a black sun rising over a blue edge, is painted on every wall. The Japan Crisis. Friday morning, the call. Chairman Matsumoto contacts you via secure line. The S-rank gate in Tokyo has expanded. The Japanese Hunters Association is overwhelmed. They are requesting the Guardian of the Abyss. Contract details. Objective: Close the Giant's Gate in Shinjuku. Fee: 50 million US dollars, international rate. Transport: private military jet. You accept on one condition. My vice master, Elena, comes with me. She is essential. Arrival in Tokyo. Saturday evening, day 30. You and Elena touch down at Haneda Airport. You are greeted like royalty. Red carpet, bowing officials, flashing cameras. But you ignore the fanfare. You whisk Elena away to a high-rise hotel in Shinjuku, overlooking the neon city. The S-rank gate spirals in the sky above the district, a terrifying vortex of gray clouds, but the raid isn't until dawn. The shopping trip earlier that day, while Elena was overseeing the cargo loading, you made a secret stop at the Sector 1 jewelry exchange. You bought a star sapphire ring. Material: platinum band. Gem: a polished blue mana stone from the sunken temple dungeon. Effect: minor protection enchantment, because you are practical. The proposal. You stand on the balcony of the penthouse suite. The wind whips your trench coat. The lights of Tokyo stretch out to the horizon. Elena steps out, holding 2 glasses of wine. She looks beautiful in a silver evening gown, though her eyes keep darting to the massive gate in the sky. It looks angry, she whispers, handing you a glass. James, are we ready for this? Giants. You take the glass and set it on the railing. You turn to her. We've faced knights, insects, and false gods. Giants are just bigger targets. You look at her. She has been there since the beginning. When you were a nobody. When you were broke. When you were terrifyingly powerful. She never ran. Elena, you say, your voice steady. I chose a path in the double dungeon. Protection. I realized that having an army of 1,000 soldiers doesn't mean anything if I don't have a home to return to. She freezes, her breath hitching. James, you reach into your pocket. You drop to one knee. You present the star sapphire ring. I want to build this empire with you. Not just as my vice master. As my partner. Will you marry me? Elena drops her glass. It shatters on the balcony floor, but she doesn't notice. Tears well up in her eyes. You idiot, she laughs, crying. You picked the night before the apocalypse to ask. She nods frantically.
Yes.
Yes. You slide the ring onto her finger. It glows softly, resonating with your mana. You stand up and kiss her. For a moment, the S-rank gate above you doesn't exist. Sunday morning, the Giant's Gate. Day 31. The alarm blares at 5 o'clock. The romantic evening is over. The war begins. You stand at the barricade in Shinjuku. The streets are evacuated. Japanese S-rank hunter, Ruji Goto, sword master, meets you. He bows respectfully, eyeing your new S-rank armor. Mr. Bishop. Mrs. Bishop. He nods to Elena, who blushes but stands tall. The giants are breaking through. The gate ripples. A massive hand, gray and rotting, tears the portal open. Enemies, Titan-class giants, rank A. They are 30 meters tall. They eat concrete. They don't have weapons, they are weapons. The first giant steps out, crushing a tank under its foot. Then a second. Then a third. Ruji draws his sword. We hold the line here. You step forward. You adjust your general's cape. You feel the connection to your 1,000 new guild members back home and the infinite army in your shadow. No, you say. We don't hold the line. We push it back. Arise. The shadow warrior shadow stretches to cover the entire intersection. Titan, your frost giant, rises. He is smaller than these new giants, but he is armored in ice and rage. He roars, challenging them. Vesper, queen, flies up, summoning a swarm of shadow insects to blind the giants. Baru is a streak of black light, aiming for the ankles. Igris stands before you and Elena, his greatsword raised in a defensive stance. Tactical decision. There are 10 giants emerging. More are coming. You need to establish dominance quickly. The void drop. The lead giant, a 30-meter monstrosity of gray flesh and rotting teeth, raises its foot to crush the barricade where Elena is standing. Ruji Goto tenses, mana flaring around his sword. Don't blink, you tell him. You extend your hand. You focus your INT-37 on the space directly beneath the giant's foot. Skill activated. Shadow Gate. The trap the asphalt doesn't crack. It vanishes. A massive, swirling circle of absolute darkness opens up like a sinkhole to hell. The giant steps down expecting resistance. Instead, it plunges into the abyss. It doesn't even have time to scream. Gravity claims it, and the massive figure simply bloops out of existence, swallowed by your shadow. Ruji Goda stares at the empty street. Where did it go? Up. You point. The execution. You look at the sky, directly above the center of the intersection.
Eject.
A second shadow gate opens 300 feet in the air. The giant falls out of the sky, flailing, disoriented, covered in black wisps of void mana that are eating away at its skin.
Titan.
Batter up. Your frost giant, Titan, is waiting below. He grips his massive ice club with both hands, planting his feet. As the enemy giant falls into range, crack. Titan swings with the force of a freight train. The impact sound is wet and sickening. The enemy giant is folded in half midair, its spine shattered instantly. It flies sideways, crashing into a magically reinforced skyscraper, dead before it hits the glass. System alert. Target eliminated. Elite giant, rank A. XP gained, 45,000. The Shinjuku Massacre. The remaining 9 giants pause. They have low intelligence, but even they understand that their leader just got played with like a toy. Vesper. Baru. Clear the board. The aerial assault Vesper, Queen, shrieks. A cloud of thousands of shadow insects swarm the giants' faces, blinding them. Baru utilizes the distraction. He flies into the ear canal of the second giant and bursts out the other side of its skull. The ground war Ruji Goto shakes off his shock. He is Japan's strongest for a reason. Draw swords. Support the shadows. The Japanese hunters charge, emboldened by your army. You stay back with Elena. You activate Monarch's Domain, Sanctuary. A purple circle expands for a kilometer. Elena, her mana bar locks at 100%. She begins casting high-tier buffs on Ruji and Titan without fatigue. The army. Your shadows regenerate instantly. Even if a giant stomps an orc, the orc reforms in seconds, laughing. The boss room. The dungeon break. Within 20 minutes, the streets of Shinjuku are covered in giant corpses. Black smoke rises from them as you extract a few souls to replenish your fodder ranks. But the gate is still open. A massive roar shakes the entire district. This isn't a normal giant. System warning. Dungeon boss detected. Entity, the Giant King, Legia's descendant. Rank S high. From the portal, a figure descends. He is not a mindless beast. He is wearing armor made of dragon bones. He carries a sword that crackles with red lightning. He is 50 meters tall. Ruji Goto pales. That energy. We can't tank that. Analysis. The Giant King is looking right at you. He senses the heart of the monarch in your chest. A shadow. The king booms, his voice shattering windows. You dare stand before the earth. Tactical situation. Location. Densely populated city, evacuated, but infrastructure is vulnerable. Your team. Fully buffed, high morale. Enemy. One massively overpowered unit. The Clash of Titans. You step forward, your mana flaring like a blue supernova. Titan.
Grow.
You place your hand on your shadow giant's back and open the floodgates. Your mana, vast, dark, and endless, pours into him. Titan roars. His body expands, his ice armor thickening into glacier-sized plates. He grows from 30 feet to 50, then 100, then 150. He matches the Giant King eye to eye. Take him.
The brawl.
Titan charges. The ground liquefies under his stride. The Giant King swings his massive lightning sword.
Boom.
Titan catches the blade with his bare hands. The red lightning arcs over his ice armor, melting the outer layer, but Titan doesn't flinch. He headbutts the king. The sound is like a bomb going off. The shockwave shatters every glass window in a 3-block radius. The giant king stumbles back, crushing a bus terminal. Ruji. Cut the legs, you order. Ruji go to, and the Japanese elite hunters rush in. While the king is focused on wrestling Titan, they slash at his ankles with blinding speed. The king roars in annoyance and tries to stomp them. Titan uppercuts him, lifting the 50-meter monster off its feet. The kill shot. The giant king is dazed. Titan has him in a chokehold, freezing the king's dragon bone armor. This is your window. Baru. Drop me. Baru grabs you and flies vertically, breaking the sound barrier. You soar past the giants' faces. You look the king in the eye. You draw your nightshade swords. You channel destruction. The rune you didn't pick, but your STR is high enough to mimic it.
You dive.
Skill. Vital strike. You aim not for the neck, but for the mana heart. You plunge into the king's chest like a bullet. You tear through the bone armor, through the muscle, and find the pulsing red core. Explode. You detonate your mana inside his chest. The king stiffens. Light shoots out of his eyes and mouth. Titan feels the life leave his opponent. He throws the king's body to the ground. Thud. The earthquake registers a 6.0. Silence falls over Shinjuku. System alert. Target eliminated. Giant King, Legia's descendant. XP gained, 450,000. Level up, 23 to 25. Extraction. The 4th General. You land on the king's chest. The Japanese hunters are cheering, but you are focused. This soul is strong. It hated the monarchs, but it respected strength. Arise. The blue mana rises from the corpse. It struggles, the pride of a king fighting the command of a monarch. I offer you a war worth fighting, you say. Serve me, and we challenge the heavens. The resistance breaks. A massive shadow rises. He is 50 meters tall, wearing spectral dragon armor, holding a lightning greatsword. He kneels, shaking the city block. Shadow extraction successful. Unit. Giant Monarch. Rank S. Role. Siege Breaker / Colossus. Name. Atlas. Sunday evening. The aftermath. Status update. Level. 25. Attribute points. For available. Wallet. $11.3 million plus $50 million. Contract payout. Total. $61,340,000 credits. New unit. Atlas, S-rank giant. You are standing in the ruins of Shinjuku. Elena runs up to you, ignoring the cameras, and hugs you. Ruji Goto sheathes his sword. He bows deeply, not a polite bow, but a bow of submission. Japan owes you a debt, Bishop-san. You saved Tokyo. The flight home. Day 32. You are on the private jet back to the States. Elena is asleep on your shoulder. You have $60 million. You have an army that can conquer a small nation. You have a fiancé. But the architect's warning nags at you. The other monarchs are waking up. The strength of a god. Monday morning. Day 33. You sit in your fortified office in Sector 4. The city outside is rebuilding, but you are focused on the internal engine. You dump all 4 attribute points into strength. Stats updated. STR, 39 to 43. Tier, Destroyer. Effect, you have surpassed the mortal limit of 40. Your physical attacks now generate a shockwave effect, dealing 20% splash damage to enemies behind your target. You can likely lift a tank with one hand. The system store, the armory. You open the store interface. The gold coins from the Central Park War and the Shinjuku Giants have piled up. Gold balance. Previous, 2,200 G. Central Park, Swarm plus 45,000 G. Hidden Temple, Clear bonus plus 10,000 G. Shinjuku, Giants plus 25,000 G. Total, 82,200 G. You search for Short Sword. The store filters out the trash Deering steel and shows you the Monarch tier weaponry. One item pulses with a dark purple aura. Item, Demon King's Dagger. Rank, S. Type, Short Sword / Dagger. Attack, plus 220. Cost, 35,000 G. Effect, Vampiric Touch. Restores 2% of damage dealt as health. Effect, Paralysis. 10% chance to immobilize the target for 3 seconds. It is expensive, but the lifesteal is critical for long solo raids. Buy it. Transaction complete. Balance, 47,200 G. Item acquired. Demon King's Dagger. You summon it. The blade is obsidian, jagged like a lightning bolt, and hums with a thirst for blood. It feels weightless in your hand compared to your old nightshades. The Grinding Ground, the Cursed Tower. You want to level up the army. You need a place with infinite enemies, high XP, and 0 civilians to worry about. You check the store's consumables tab. Item. Instant Dungeon Key, the Tower of Demons. Rank, A. Scaling. Cost, 10,000 G. Description. A 100-floor tower filled with demon-type beasts. Time flows differently inside. 1 day inside equals 1 hour outside. This is it. The Hyperbolic Time Chamber. Purchase. Transaction complete. Balance, 37,200 G. The Tower of Demons. You take your team to the training room in the basement of HQ. You lock the heavy blast doors. You insert the key into empty air. A red portal swirls open. Everyone in. You step through. You are standing in a massive, hellish coliseum. The sky is red. The air smells of sulfur. Floor 1. Enemies. Hellhounds, rank B. A pack of 50 flaming dogs charges you.
Atlas.
Vesper. Baru.
Feed.
The massacre. It isn't a fight. It's a buffet. Atlas. Giant monarchy stomps, and the entire first wave turns into paste. Baru. He is a blur of death, testing his speed against the demons. Vesper. Queen She raises the dead hellhounds as exploding zombies to bomb the second wave. XP log. Floor 1 cleared. Floor 10 cleared. Floor 20 cleared. You climb. The enemies get stronger. Floor 50. Flame Archdemons rank A. Now the XP starts rolling in for you. You draw your new Demon King's Dagger. You dash into a group of archdemons.
Slash.
The blade cuts through their fire shields like butter. The paralysis procs on the leader, freezing him in place while you decapitate him. The Vampiric Touch keeps your stamina topped off. The top floor. The Demon Sovereign. Floor 100. You have been fighting for what feels like a week inside time. Outside, only a few hours have passed. Your armor is scuffed. Your shadows are roaring with power. The boss, Baron, the White Demon King. Rank S. High. He sits on a throne of dragon skulls. He rides a massive wyvern named Kaisel. Combat. Baron summons lightning. Atlas catches the lightning with his bare hands. Vesper engages the wyvern in an aerial dogfight. Baruch distracts the king. You deliver the final blow. You leap off Atlas's shoulder, spin in the air, and drive the Demon King's dagger into Baron's forehead. Dungeon cleared. XP gained. 1,200,000. Level up, 25 to 27. Level up, 27 to 29. Extraction. The Sky Mount. You stand over the corpse of the wyvern, Kaisel. It is a magnificent beast, with black scales and a wingspan of 50 meters. You need air superiority. Arise. The shadow spreads. The wyvern shrieks, its soul turning into blue-black flame. It rises, shaking off death, and bows its long neck to you. Shadow extraction successful. Unit, Kaisel, rank A+. Role, aerial mount/transport. Monday evening, the return. You step back out of the portal into your basement. You are exhausted, but you feel incredible power coursing through you. Status update. Level, 29. Attribute points, 8 available. For a level's worth. Wallet, $61.34 million. Gold, 45,000 G. Loot from Tower plus remaining balance. Army, Atlas, Vesper, Baru, Igris, Titan, Fenrir, Kaisel. The world outside. While you were in the tower, the International Guild Conference sent an urgent invite. Subject: The Monarchs. Location: Washington, D.C. Thomas Andre personally requested your attendance. The Dual Sovereign. Tuesday morning, day 34. You wake up feeling the aftershocks of the tower raid. Your body hums with excess energy. You decide to solidify your physical foundation. Attribute distribution. You split your 8 points evenly between Constitution and Dexterity. Stats updated. Con. 39 to 43. Tier. Leviathan. Effect. You have crossed the 40-point threshold. Your natural regeneration is now active during combat. You heal minor wounds, cuts, bruises in seconds. Poisons and toxins under A rank are ineffective. DX. 35 to 39. Effect. Your reaction time is near precognitive. You can track bullets with your eyes. The Forge. The Twin Blade. You take the massive, spiraling horns of Baron to Hephaestus Works. Gore, the Dwarf Smith, drops his hammer when he sees them. Demon King Bone, he whispers, running a rough hand over the white, jagged material. And it's vibrating with lightning. You want a knife. A long blade. You correct. Something to match the dagger. He works for 12 hours. You pay $2 million for the rush job and the magical reagents needed to bind the lightning. Item acquired. Name: Demon King's Longsword. Rank: S. Type: Long Sword / Katana. Attack: plus 250. Effect: Stormbringer. Each strike releases a discharge of white lightning, dealing extra magic damage. Set bonus: 2 monarchs, equipped with Demon King's Dagger. Effect: Attack speed plus 30%. You hold them both. The black dagger in your left hand, lifesteal. The white longsword in your right, lightning. You are a whirlwind of death. The quiet evening. You leave the war behind. You shower, change into a clean shirt, no armor, and meet Elena. You take her to a private booth at Le Ciel, the only French restaurant in Sector 1 that stayed open during the crisis. The city lights of Berlin, or the sector equivalent, twinkle below. It feels strange to be holding a fork instead of a weapon. So, you start pouring the wine. The wedding. Do we have a date? Elena laughs, looking tired but happy. She pulls out a tablet. She never stops working. Well, my mother wants a spring ceremony. The Guild PR department wants a televised event at the National Stadium. And the association offered to provide security if we invite the chairman. She looks at you over the rim of her glass. What do you want, James? You're the one who faced down a giant king yesterday. I want. You pause. The image of the double dungeon, the architects, and the looming war flashes in your mind. I want it soon, before the world goes crazy again. She smiles, reaching across the table to squeeze your hand.
Next month then. Small ceremony.
Just family and the guild founders. We can throw a party for the cameras later. The meal. You eat. For an hour, you aren't the Shadow Monarch. You are just a man having dinner with his fiancée. Stress level reduced to 0%. Status condition. Rested, applied. XP gain plus 10% for 24 hours. Wednesday morning, the summit. Day 35. The peace is short-lived. The helicopter is waiting on the HQ roof. Destination: Washington, D.C. Event: the Global Guild Summit. You board the chopper. Elena kisses you goodbye at the helipad. Don't start a war unless they start it first. No promises, you grin. The Hall of Power. You arrive at the conference center. The security is tighter than a nuclear silo. S-rank hunters from every nation are present. You walk into the main hall. The room goes quiet. You are the new guy. The unknown. Thomas Andre, USA, rank 1, waves you over to his table. He is sitting next to Liu Jigang, China, rank 2, a man with twin swords and a gaze like a hawk. Bishop. Thomas booms. The man who collects monsters like Pokemon. Sit with us. You sit. The meeting begins. An official from the Federal Bureau of Hunters takes the podium. We are here to discuss the anomaly. The gates are changing. The mana density is rising. And we have reports of entities, beings that look like humans but possess dungeon power. We call them monarchs. The screen changes. It shows a grainy photo of a man floating above a destroyed city in Europe. The monarch of plagues. Thomas Andre leans in. I fought one of his servants last week. Nasty stuff. Wrought magic.
He looks at you.
You're the expert on summons. What do you think? The prophet of war. You stand up. The chair scrapes loudly against the floor, drawing the eyes of every S-rank hunter in the room. You're looking for anomalies, you say, your voice projecting without a microphone. But you're looking at the symptoms, not the disease. You walk to the front of the room. You tap the screen showing the monarch of plagues. This isn't a random mutation. It's an invasion force. They call themselves the monarchs. And they aren't here to break a few gates. They are here to wipe the board clean. The FBH official scoffs. Mr. Bishop, that is speculation. I spoke to the architect. You interrupt, silencing the room. I cleared the double dungeon where the system was built. I killed the descendant of the giant monarch in Tokyo. These things have names. They have hierarchies. And they are waking up because the earth is finally saturated enough with mana to sustain them. You look directly at Thomas Andre and Liu Jigang. We aren't fighting dungeon breaks anymore. We are fighting a war for the planet. And right now, we are losing. The Alliance. There is a long silence. Liu Jigang leans back, his eyes narrowing. If what you say is true, then the S-rank gates are just their staging grounds. Exactly, you nod. Which is why we can't wait for them to break. We have to go in and burn them out. Thomas Andre stands up, grinning. He slams his massive hand on the table. I like it. Offense instead of defense. The American way. The atmosphere shifts. The bureaucrats are terrified, but the hunters are energized. You have given them a target. The agreement. The summit concludes with a new directive. Operation Preemptive Strike. The S-rank hunters agree to form a loose coalition to target high-level gates before they break. The target, Jeju Island. As the meeting breaks up, a representative from the Korean Hunter Association, or the local equivalent, approaches you. He looks desperate. Mr. Bishop, he bows. You mentioned burning them out. Jeju Island. It has been overrun by S-rank ants for 4 years. It is an open wound. If the monarchs use that as a base. I know, you say. It's a breeding ground. We are planning a reclamation raid, he says. But we lack the firepower to kill the queen. If you join us, we can pay you. Not just in money, but in runes. We have an ancient rune stone recovered from the first failed raid. Mission offer. Target, Jeju Island Ant Queen and the Ant King. Difficulty, S-rank, hell. Reward, $100 million credits plus unknown rune stone. Allies, Korean S-rank team plus you. This is it. The raid that breaks most hunters. But for a Shadow Monarch, it's a recruitment drive. Thursday morning, the Island of Death. Day 37. You stand on the deck of a naval destroyer off the coast of Jeju. The island is swarming. You can see the flying ants from here. Elena is back at HQ managing the guild, too dangerous for her. You are flanked by your shadow army. Status update. Level 29. Weapon. Demon King's dagger and long sword dual wield. Army. Atlas S. Vesper S. Kaisel A+. Baru A. Igris A. Titan A. Fenrir A. The signal flare goes up. All units engage. The deployment. You don't take a boat. You climb onto Kaisel. The wyvern spreads its black wings and launches into the sky. You fly directly toward the massive ant mound in the center of the island. Thousands of flying ants rise to meet you. Vesper. Show them who the real queen is. The aerial war Vesper, your insect queen, unleashes a psionic scream. She summons her own swarm of shadow insects. Black clouds meet the living ants. You dive through the chaos, Kaisel breathing black fire that melts the enemy wings. The Ant King. You land at the entrance to the royal chamber. You walk into the dark tunnel. The air is thick with pheromones. You find the Ant Queen. She is massive, bloated, and already dead. Standing over her is a humanoid ant. He is sleek, white, with purple wings. He radiates power that makes the air heavy. Entity, the Ant King, Baru's original/rival. Rank, S+, Combat Specialist.
He looks at you.
He speaks in perfect human tongue. Are you the king of the dead? He doesn't wait for an answer. He vanishes.
Boom. He punches you in the chest.
Your S-rank armor absorbs the shock, but you skid back 50 feet. He is fast. Faster than anything you have fought. The apex predators. You don't flinch at his speed. You smile. Vesper. Baru.
To me.
The air in the cavern turns heavy. Vesper, your S-rank queen, materializes behind you, her wings humming with a frequency that vibrates the very chitin of the enemy. Baru, your lancer, steps out of your shadow to your left, his claws extending, screeching a challenge to his own king. The Ant King tilts his head. A queen? And a traitor? Interesting. The Triad Assault. 1. The Queen's Command. Vesper doesn't attack physically. She opens her mouth and unleashes a royal decree. A purple wave of psionic domination washes over the room. The Ant King flinches. His absolute speed is dampened by the presence of a higher caste matriarch. Debuff applied. Hesitation. 2. The Lancer's Fury. Baru launches himself. He is the blur of black against the king's white.
Clang.
Claws meet claws. Sparks fly. Baru is weaker, A rank, than the king S+, but he fights with reckless abandon because he knows he is immortal. He grapples the king's left arm, digging his talons into the white armor. 3. The Monarch Strike. That is your opening. You activate Sprint. You activate Stealth. You vanish from the king's vision. The Ant King shakes Baru off, smashing him into the wall. He turns to attack Vesper. Too slow. You appear directly under his guard. Left hand. Demon King's Dagger. You slash his hamstring. The black blade bites deep. Effect. Paralysis. Success. The king's leg locks up. He stumbles. Right hand. Demon King's long sword. You channel all your mana into the blade. Stormbringer activates. White lightning erupts from the sword. You drive the blade upward, through his ribcage, aiming for the neck. The kings fall. The Ant King screams, a sound of pure rage and confusion. He catches your sword blade with his bare hand, stopping it inches from his throat. His grip crushes the lightning. I
am king.
He tries to crush your skull with his free hand. Vesper. Bind him. Vesper conjures chains of shadow silk from the darkness, wrapping around the king's arm. Baru. Now. Baru recovers from the wall. He doesn't attack the king, he attacks the sword. He kicks the pommel of your blade with both feet, adding his kinetic energy to yours. The combined force breaks the king's guard.
Shing.
The lightning sword punches through his neck. Electricity fries his nervous system. The Ant King falls to his knees. He looks at you, his compound eyes fading. Strong.
He rasps.
The shadow is strong. He collapses. System alert. Target eliminated. Ant King, S+ rank. XP gained, 650,000. Level up, 29 to 30. Level up, 30 to 31. Extraction. The General. You stand over the strongest beast humanity has ever faced. The Korean S-rank team arrives at the tunnel entrance. They freeze, seeing the dead king and your shadows standing over him. You ignore them. You focus on the black smoke rising from the corpse. This is it. The commander. Arise. The shadows explode. The entire island shakes. A figure rises from the darkness. He is no longer white. He is jet black, with neon purple glowing veins. Massive wings. Claws that can cut diamonds. He exudes a power that rivals Igris. He kneels. He speaks, his voice echoing with fanatical loyalty. Oh, my king, I await your command. Shadow extraction successful. Unit, Ant King, rank S+. Roll. Commander/assassin/healer, consumed queen's meat. Abilities: Gluttony, absorbs powers of what he eats. Speed force, healing magic. Naming: you already have a Baru the Lancer. The new king needs a name. Or you can merge them. Note: in the original lore, Baru is the king. Since you named the Lancer Baru, we have a duplicate. You can rename the Lancer or name the king something else. System option: merge shadows? You can feed the Lancer to the king to boost the king's power instantly, consolidating the Baru identity. What do? Merge them. Feed the Lancer to the king. The king becomes Baru, the true commander. Separate identities. Keep the Lancer as Baru. Name the king Maruam, homage. Rename Lancer. Rename the Lancer to Stinger and name the king Baru. I will assume option 1 for canonical power scaling unless you object, or you can specify. The Lute, the Rune of Power. The Korean Association chairman flies in by chopper. He is weeping with relief. He hands you a heavy lead box. As promised, Mr. Bishop. The Rune Stone. You open it. Rune. Dominator's Touch. Rank S. Effect: you can manipulate objects or enemies with your mind. No mana cost for objects lighter than yourself. High mana cost for controlling massive enemies. Basically, telekinesis. Learn. The rune dissolves into your hand. You feel a new sense, a mental grip on the world around you. Friday morning, the aftermath. Day 38. You are back in Sector 4. The world is in a frenzy. You cleared Jeju Island in an hour. You are now undeniably the strongest hunter in the world. Status update. Level 31. Attribute points for available from level 31. Wallet $161,340,000. New skill Dominator's Touch. Army Ant King, Baru/Maruam, Vesper, Atlas, Igris, Kaisel, Titan, Fenrir. The looming threat. While you were celebrating, a notification popped up on your system interface. It wasn't a quest. It was a message. Unknown sender. You're growing too fast, Shadow. The architect is getting impatient. Come to the coordinates, or we start opening the S-rank gates in the cities. Coordinates: Antarctica. The point of inaccessibility. The birth of the marshal. You look at the two ants, the Lancer, Baru, and the new king. There can only be one commander, you say. The Lancer understands. He doesn't hesitate. He walks to the new king and kneels. My life for the monarch. The Lancer dissolves into pure black mana. The new king opens his mouth and inhales the essence. The king's body convulses. His wings expand, tearing through the air. His armor thickens, turning from black to an iridescent violet black. His claws lengthen into needles. He screeches, a sound that isn't just noise, but a magical attack. He kneels before you. I am Baru. The S+ rank Shadow speaks, his voice overlapping with the Lancer's. The one true Ant King. Your spear and shield. Unit upgrade complete. Unit, Baru, Martial grade. Rank, S+, General. Abilities, Gluttony, Flight, Healing, Paralysis Poison, Absolute Loyalty. The Mind of the Sovereign. Attribute distribution. You allocate your 4 points. Stats updated. INT 37 to 39. Approaching the Archmage tier. Your mana pool is effectively an ocean. WIS 31 to 33. Your Eye of Truth can now see through high-level illusions and stealth. The farewell. You don't take a jet. You don't take a team. You stand on the balcony of the Blue Horizon Fortress. Elena is there. She sees you in your S-rank vestments, the general's cape flowing behind you. She sees Kaisel circling overhead. The South Pole, she asks quietly. If I don't go, they bring the war here. You say. I'm ending it on my terms. She walks up to you and fixes your collar. She touches the star sapphire ring on her finger. Come back, or I'll resurrect you myself and kill you again. You smile. Deal. The point of inaccessibility. Location, Antarctica. The coldest place on Earth. Temperature, minus 90 degrees Celsius. Kaisel lands on the vast sheet of white ice. The wind howls, but your mana pushes the cold away. There is nothing here. Just an endless, white horizon. But your WS-33 screams at you. The mana density here is suffocating. Come out, you say to the empty air. I know you're here. The Ice Monarch. The blizzard stops. 50 meters away, the space distorts. An ice gate opens. A figure steps out. He looks like an elf, with pale blue skin and hair made of frost. He wears armor made of permafrost. Entity, the Frost Monarch, sovereign of white phantoms. He smiles cold, cruel smile. The Shadow Monarch. You are younger than I expected. And foolish. He snaps his fingers. The ice around you explodes. 3 massive ice golems, rank S, rise from the glacier. But that's not the trap. Did you think I came alone? A second presence appears behind you. A massive, beast-like man with fangs and tawny fur. Entity, the Beast Monarch, king of beasts. He smells delicious. The Beast Monarch growls. Springing the trap. You are flanked. 2 monarchs. 3 S-rank golems. This is a death sentence for any other hunter. But you came here to fight. 2 against 1, you ask, drawing your twin blades, the black dagger and the white long sword. Seems fair. You don't wait for them to monologue. You attack. Dominator's touch. You grab the 3 ice golems with your mind. They weigh tons, but your mana crushes them. You smash 2 of them together, shattering them into snow. Arise. Your shadow expands, turning the white glacier black. Baru, Igris, Atlas, Vesper, Titan, Fenrir. The entire legion bursts out of the snow. The matchups. Atlas, Giant, versus the Beast Monarch. Kaiju battle. Baru and Igris versus the Frost Monarch. Speed battle. Vesper versus the environment, summoning insects to eat the ice magic. Boss battle. The Monarch's War. The Beast Monarch roars and transforms into a massive white lion. He lunges at you. Atlas intercepts, catching the lion midair. They crash into an ice mountain. The Frost Monarch summons a blizzard of ice daggers. Baru deflects them with his claws, screeching as he dives for the elf's throat. You are free, but a third presence makes itself known. From the sky, a dagger falls. It moves faster than light. It is aimed directly at your heart. Reaction test. Your DX-39 sees it.
Just barely.
It's an invisible assailant. The Monarch of Transfiguration, Yogimont. The domain of the Death God. The invisible dagger strikes. It pierces your S-rank armor. It punctures your skin. It sinks into your chest, missing your heart by an inch only because of your DX-39 reflex shift.
The pain is blinding.
Cold poison floods your veins. The assassin materializes, a figure wrapped in bandages, radiating a sickly green aura. The Monarch of Iron Body. He grins behind his wrappings, twisting the blade. Die. Sanctuary.
Boom.
A shockwave of purple shadow explodes from your body. It doesn't push him back. It drowns him. The Monarch's domain expands instantly, covering a 1-kilometer radius of the Antarctic ice sheet. The white glacier turns into a black void. The miracle. Your health bar, which had dropped to 60%, shoots back up. 70%. 90%. 100%. The wound in your chest knits together. The poison is purged by your Con-43 metabolism supercharged by the domain. You grab the assassin's wrist with a grip of iron. My turn. The shadow turn. The domain changes the rules of engagement. 1. The Beast Monarch versus Atlas. The Beast Monarch, lion form, was overpowering Atlas. But inside the sanctuary, the gravity weighs heavy on the beast. Atlas roars, his power doubled. He grabs the lion's mane, lifts the massive monarch into the air, and slams him into the black ice. The Beast Monarch coughs blood, his movements sluggish under the despair debuff. 2. The Frost Monarch versus Baru and Igris. The Frost Monarch tries to summon ice spheres, but the shadow swallows his mana. Baru is now faster than teleportation. He slashes the Frost Monarch's cheek. Igris swings his great sword, cracking the Ice Monarch's armor. The elf steps back, looking around in genuine fear. A domain? You have fully awakened. 3. You versus. The assassin. You are still holding the Monarch of Iron Body's wrist. He tries to phase out, to turn his body to steel. But Dominator's touch locks him in place. You draw the Demon King's long sword with your free hand. Stormbringer. You drive the lightning blade into his stomach.
ZZZRT.
White lightning fries his insides. He screams, kicking you away, but the damage is done. He retreats, clutching his gut, bleeding black ichor. The standoff. The 3 monarchs regroup. The Frost Monarch, shielding himself with thick ice walls. The Beast Monarch, panting, one eye swollen shut from Atlas's fist. The Iron Body Monarch, wounded, keeping his distance. You stand in the center of your blackened world. Your army surrounds you. You are invincible as long as your mana holds out. Mana drain. High. You have maybe 5 minutes of Sanctuary left. Tactical decision. They are hurt. One of them will die today if you commit everything. But killing a monarch is difficult. They have escape skills. You need to focus fire on one target to ensure a kill before they flee. The Hunt of the Lion. You point your black dagger at the wounded Beast Monarch. Kill the beast. Your army moves as one terrifying organism. Atlas, your S-rank giant, lunges. He ignores the Beast Monarch's claws raking his chest. He grabs the lion's hind legs and pulls. Titan, the frost giant, tackles the front. The Beast Monarch roars, thrashing with the strength to shatter mountains, but inside the sanctuary, his strength is sapped, and your giants are immortal. They pin him to the black ice. Cover me. Baru and Igris intercept the Frost Monarch and the assassin, creating a wall of blades and claws to stop them from saving their ally. The execution. You activate stealth. You activate sprint. You dash across the battlefield. The Beast Monarch sees you coming, a blur of purple shadow. He opens his massive maw to fire a blast of energy. Dominator's touch. You clamp his jaw shut with your mind. The energy backfires in his throat, stunning him. You leap onto his snout. You cross your blades, the Demon King's dagger and the Demon King's long sword. You channel every ounce of mana you have left into Vital Strike. Destruction. You drive both blades into his eyes. You drag them down, carving through the skull, the brain, and the spine. White lightning and black void energy explode inside the beast's head. The massive lion convulses once.
Twice.
Then it goes limp. The mountain of fur and muscle collapses into snow. System alert. Target eliminated. The Beast Monarch, rockin'. XP gained, 1,500,000. Level up, 31 to 33. Level up, 33 to 35.
The retreat.
The Frost Monarch watches his ally die. His face twists in genuine horror. He realizes the calculation was wrong. You aren't just a vessel. You are a predator. This is not over, Shadow, he hisses. He slams his staff into the ice. A massive ice gate opens behind him and the wounded assassin. Baru tries to chase, but the gate shatters into a blizzard, blocking the path. They are gone. But you claimed a monarch's life. Extraction attempt. You stand over the corpse of the Beast Monarch. This is the ultimate prize. The King of Beasts. Arise. The mana rises and then scatters. The Beast Monarch's soul screams in the void and disintegrates. System error. Target is a spiritual entity. Soul cannot be captured. You grit your teeth. You can't turn a monarch into a soldier. Their souls are too independent. However, the corpse remains. And the loot. Loot acquired. Item. Heart of the Beast King. Mythical ingredient. Item. Fangs of Rockin. Can be crafted into daggers. Item. Beast Monarch's Mantle. S-rank cape. Fear immunity. Wednesday morning. The return home. Day 45. The flight back is silent. You are battered, your S-rank armor cracked in places, but you are alive. You hold the Heart of the Beast King in your inventory. You land at Blue Horizon HQ. The snow is falling in Sector 4, but it's peaceful. Elena is waiting on the helipad. She sees the blood on your coat. She runs to you. You catch her, wincing slightly as your ribs knit back together. It's done, you whisper. 1 down. 2 ran. That's enough, she says, burying her face in your chest. That's enough for now. The wedding. 1 month later. You kept your promise. The ceremony is held in the Blue Horizon Garden, a massive greenhouse built on the roof of the HQ. It is small, private. Attendees. Humans. The beta team, Gareth, Sarah, logistics, Thomas Andre, best man, surprisingly, the chairman. Shadows. You allowed Igris, Baru, and Vesper to stand guard in the back, wearing formal shadow capes. Elena's idea. You stand at the altar. You are wearing a tuxedo, not armor. Elena walks down the aisle. She looks radiant. You exchange rings. System alert. Bond established. Soul link. Elena can now share 10% of your mana regeneration. You kiss the bride. The crowd cheers. Even Baru lets out a screech of joy that shatters a champagne glass. The epilogue. The king of the world. 6 months later. The war with the monarchs became a stalemate. They fear you now. They hide in the cracks of dimensions, sending armies, but never daring to show their faces.
You hunted them.
1 by 1, you cleared the S-rank gates. Blue Horizon became the global superpower. You sit in your office. You are level 50. You have a fleet of wyverns. You have a martial ant. You have a giant colossus. And you have a wife who runs the empire while you defend it. The phone rings. It's the association. Mr. Bishop, we have a reading. Outer space. Something is coming. Let it come, you say, looking at your shadow where thousands of glowing blue eyes stare back at you. We are ready.